is too funny to not do, man. This is episode fucking 14, 15. Fuck, this fool said you motherfucker just punch shit. I'm like, no, dude, we're not gonna miss this, man. Because that was a raw emotion as fuck. As soon as you put it on, you're like,
oh man. Here, let's get some more, man. Oh. Man see, look like that. Fuck. See what I'm saying? I even have these samples on. Like these are full blown, like they're full blown beats.
Oh, in the kit?
Yeah, how you gonna flip that? Oh. That shit sounds. Yeah, these are beats. Ooh. This is so crazy. Oh, fuck, man. Let me stop right now. That shit crazy. Man. It does. It makes you want to get a bunch of money. Look at that. I had Doritos earlier.
He said he want to punch somebody, man. Hey, and see, like, I can't even front, man. Like, I only know some, you know? So it ain't that for me. Like, if for me, it would have to be like a Dr. Dre or Timberland pack for me to do that same stuff. Because if I was doing it and then I hear like, ooh, boom.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
you're making your own one. Look at you. Oh, hey. I don't mean to you, but I have to show you something. I have to show people this thing real quick. Oh, no, it's not that one. Give me 1 second. It is. Aha. Oh, no. Oh. That's what I've been working on. Listen to this. Oh, shit. Oh, what does that sound like? Oh.
Let me put my headphones on. I think I know what's happening. At first, I didn't know what was going on. I think I know what's going on.
Oh.
Yo, that first one was clean.
This one's clippy a little bit. You know, sometimes I get the little clippy kick, you know? What is that? You know what I'm saying? Ooh.
Let's go.
For those of you that don't know,
let's go.
Those are the kicks from Broken Vegetables that It's coming out. It's coming out. Yes.
Unacceptable.
Oh.
Broken Vegetables.
Hell yeah. It's coming to fruition. So me and my son the other day, I haven't posted anything about it, but we got everything set up. I hit up Tim. I hit him up. I was like, yo, look, check this shit out. And it was on top of my daughter's freaking Christmas present. But I had set up the mic. Where my mic at? It's over there.
Look at this old weird mic.
I had the mic and I had my camera set up too. Right?
His microphone got like two alien eyes on it. Like look like Johnny Five. Johnny Five's eyes when he got busted off on short circuit. Don't die, Johnny Five. Don't die, Johnny Five.
Hey, wait, here, let me go get it.
Hey, Pilgrim.
But it's a Zoom recorder, and it has the X and Y mics like that. and it picks up 90, boop, or a 120, boop, like that. You could get the whole thing, right? Auditoriums, what is it? Auditorium, Spectrum. I could get that way. But yeah, it was dope. I had what's it called? Yeah, I had my son help me out with it, and we got avocados. He was like, boom, boom. That's what this one is. Avocados. This one, where's it at? That's avocados.
Really?
And the mic did amazing for picking up the low end. But I brought
enhanced it.
Yeah, I enhanced it a little bit. Of course. This one. That's like my
carrot.
That one. What's that one? That one. All right, so that one I got a spoon. I hit the box that we were doing it on, and it had another spoon with a knife on top of it. And I had a bottle with rice in it.
Oh yeah, that bottle, yeah. That's what's giving us that extra clap back.
Mm-hmm. And I put some effects. But that, and I pitched it down a little bit. But yeah, that's like 4 sounds together. And then there's this one thing that my teacher told me about. Shout out to Ian Vargo out there. But he told me about a Vocalign. Have you heard of that before? That it's so this one is he was mixing down a track for this band. I think it was for like a commercial or something like that. He had played it for us. But Vocalign takes the 2 waves and matches them. Like it matches them like completely. I don't have it, but that's what I was doing. I was trying to align them so that they're in phase and that they're just like super tight right on top of each other. Like,
I'm confused on which waves you're talking
about. Just the sound waves. Like, all right, so let's say there's 2 vocals, right? And you're just layering vocals. This thing it'll put them together.
So even if we're laying vocals and then copying them onto the grid in the same instance, they still won't be lined up?
It's not copying. Well, if it's 2 different takes. Like
okay.
Yeah, 2 different takes. And it goes boop, and it just does it. It just makes it a lot easier. And he was doing it. He was recording it, and he was like, it was funny. He was just like trying to figure out the pitch to it. He's there it is. Boop. And then he like used the vocal line. It's like just clicked. I was like, oh shit, that's dope.
That's dope. Yeah, that's the key phrase right there. Multiple takes and then line them up so that way they all gonna be in time to. That's clean.
Yeah.
Like how in Logic they got the audition mode, right? Where you just keep doing your take, and then it's just a 1 track line and then all the different takes.
Yeah.
Cheat code for that was you just highlight whatever in that take of each take to give you your whole track sound. So you got 10 tracks, 10 different takes. You just want to smidge it from 1, this smidge it over here from 2, this smidge it right here from 3, and like when you pick out each smidget, it's gonna make a whole one at the top.
Okay.
But with what you're saying is that each one is still gonna get lined back up based off of all the vocal inflections on each.
Right, exactly. So it takes the peaks. I think it just the peaks and valleys and stuff like that. It aligns it it just aligns it automatically. Work smarter, not harder, everybody. Get your workflow. Yeah, for real. Oh shit. What am I doing? I'm messing up. Did homie get his thing back? Oh. Shun. Hey, Shun. Oh, this was the one I had for chop section. This one. Oh, this one's about to be loud. Let me do that. While you're doing that, let me play this. I like the drums on this. Sounds like a real drum kit. Oh, some crazy's happening.
Like as you was playing it, like how when the shit just get attenuated.
Yeah.
Like when somebody else talking, and I wasn't even talking.
Zoom. I didn't really use that one anyway. I didn't really use that other one. One of them got deleted, one of my sounds, but we only use this one, and then we only use this one, and sometimes this one. I gotta get your Boris one.
Oh, the my tag. I do never send you that. That's what's crazy about this shit, dude. Like when you got somebody you collaborate. Hey, word to the motherfuckers that watch our podcast. We appreciate all y'all.
Thank you.
But when you got somebody you collaborate with all the time, y'all got each other's fucking shit. Like on some real shit. This shit is like an address. Like, you know? Like, oh shit.
Yeah, you got that thing? You got that thing?
I got that thing. Like, cause you know, when y'all watch the Producer Thoughts podcast, like I gotta have the fucking PNG of NappooBeats right here so it could be in the motherfucking thing to be able to, like, you know what I mean? And like it's funny because like when we're doing these interviews and I'm reaching out like, hey, give me some album artwork and all that, like it make you think like, dang nigga, like with your collaborator, like this is what y'all do. You know what I mean? This is what y'all do. But and I guess, yeah, when you got somebody that you collaborate with a lot, you get better at collaborating, right? Because
no, it's true.
Not foreign to you versus when you deal with other people that don't always, because like, man, we do this. Everybody that start this music shit, we start out not collaborating.
Yeah,
you gotta gain a new skill, man.
Well, collaborating on that. Oh shoot, is that loud? Like collaborating, like if for producers and producers, yeah. But I mean, it's more often so it's an artist and a producer, right? When you first start off, but then you don't know shit, right? As a producer, so you just like,
dude, hold up, I want to make sure I send this real quick. But yeah, I got something on that. When you said you don't know what to do as a producer and the artist is right there, so yeah, you're making way, you're making do, what you know.
Make way. Yeah. That's true. Hold on. Listen to more of these. Let me listen to more of these things when you finish that up. This is the DIlla beat pack on Spotify. Not Spotify. Splice. Now I want to hear where the sounds at. What's this? What's the bass? Oh, this is like straight up like dissected sounds.
Yeah, like they went through and you know what I mean? Professionally, what's it called? Oh, so yeah, now what I was gonna say was that same situation exists in each.
Like,
so when I first started photography, right? I was doing photography. Photography was like, I started doing the photography and I'm like, oh man, like, you know, because I knew a lot of photographers that was making, man, shout out to Daniel Cruz, shout out to motherfucking JC Guzman, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to them. High Desert, right?
High Desert, represent, you know.
High Desert, my people. My people.
Fucks with the people from the High Desert, man. I wasn't fucking with motherfuckers when I first moved up here. A long ass time and some lifetime friendships and shit. Real shit. Straight up. Because we could talk about the Luna House and he was there, man. That's
I was like, wait, I went to one party one time. Yeah. Hey, them house parties, man. I remember there was a time we're going to house parties like every Friday, Saturday, and then there were some on Sunday. Stupid. House parties up there were almost low-key dangerous, almost.
Yeah, because even the Halloween one that we went to at a party over there off of, what is it, Apache? Elevado over there. Over there. Like
I was there?
It was there, nah. But Ray and Creel was there for sure.
Okay.
Went to 3 house parties that same night. The thing that was the trip is that we went to the first one, that one I'm talking about first. And then we went to Apple Valley and went to one, and then we went to another one, I think. But later in the night when we're at probably the Hesperia one, they like, oh, dude, did you hear what happened at the first house show I was at? I'm like, nah. And it was like, dude, there was a fucking fight, like a brawl. And I'm like, hold on, what? And it was Victor Valley versus Silverado.
What?
In the house, like fucking house party brawl, dude. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, damn, dude's good. What there no more? Like, but yeah, dude, like they fucking brought out to a fucking school brawl at the house party.
Silverado. All day.
Look, he already blaming it on Silverado.
What's up, Hawks? Jackrabbits. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That starts.
That shit's so funny though. You went to Victor though, right? When you first got up there? Dang. You lived closer by there?
No.
How'd you go there?
I don't know. Like that's what I'm trying to think about. Because I'm
that's
like,
weird. Excuse me. Yeah, because you would have went to school, the other school. Maybe there was just too many people. There was a lot of people in that school.
I don't even know, man. But yeah, we definitely went to Victor. I don't know. Silverado is like from the Brentwoods. Which closer? Silverado be closer.
Oh, Brentwoods. No, Brentwoods went to Silverado.
That's what I'm saying, right?
I had friends from over there. Yeah, well, there's a lot of people that went over there that went to Silverado. I wonder the people in Victor, like that went to Victor High School, whereas the people who are making music there versus the people making music at Silverado. Yeah. I wonder who were the people that, because there wasn't very many like that made themselves known that they made music at Silverado. Yeah, but like legitimately made music. Like,
and they found me at they found me because
all at VVC
at Victor High School.
Oh, high school. Oh yeah.
Remember when I came, I was like, man, fuck all these Victorvillians, man. I'm from LA, like you know, what I'm on that kind of shit. These niggas wearing Shaq shoes.
Hey man, you know. Hey, shout out to Shaq, man. He helped out a lot of people.
He did.
They will be Tim judging people.
He also was, man. I'm telling you about my 17-year-old vibe, man. That's why it's funny to look at myself now. I'm like, dude, like all this material shit I used to care about.
Hey, I know what you mean. Shaq shoes.
That's what I'm saying. Like that, it's funny to talk about my mindset back there because I walk around with these motherfucking with some shit from Target nigga polo shirts. Like back in the day, you had to have a Lacoste because you had to have alligator on your shirt. If you're polo, then you wearing a polo shirt because you're wearing a polo fucking shirt. But nigga working at Best Buy, you're like, nigga, these Gildans and all polos you wear. After you start working at Best Buy, I'm like, the thing I like about working out, right, is when you wear a polo, nigga, and I wear my polo all the way to the top, you know?
Yeah, oh hell yeah, button up. Hey, it's a G thing, baby. Hey, I do that shit out here. People will be looking at me, man. I'm like, I got the button all the way to the top.
All the way to the top.
I keep the 3 button. I keep the 2 buttons up. I keep the, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I keep the bottom out when it's hot. You gotta let them know. I got my chucks on. You know what I mean? I wasn't from like I was born in LA, but I wasn't from that. I was from the high desert, right? But when I came over here, I was scared to wear like I own like a plaid red shirt, and I don't have a plaid. Well, I was nervous to wear that.
Plaid red one. I don't have a plaid blue.
I don't have a plaid.
Balance it out.
Yeah, and what I'm saying though, I know just to balance it out, but like I was nervous to wear that shit out here, and I didn't know how people would react if they saw me in that, and I'm just like, oh, maybe I shouldn't, you know, because it would be a thing out, you know, back home. It would be a thing for sure, and I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna try to test it. But no, I mean, people didn't say nothing to me when I was there, so I was like, all right, cool. Like, but I would not do that ever at home.
It's funny, man. That's the funniest shit about it. Like on some real shit, on some real ass shit. I remember growing up. Cincinnati and Latina.
Mm-hmm.
There'd be niggas that'd come to school that you knew was Crips. Crips, they from famous hood in LA, right? Y'all come to school, they repping. Niggas would come to school in red shirts. And I was like, hold on, hold on.
The Chucks is right. The Chucks is not supposed to be changed the color. Maybe the shirt.
Hold up. Hey, my nigga, like, what, why? What, what do you, what do you, oh, nah, nigga. It's because I got blue laces in these. I guess that makes a difference, my nigga. You still wearing red chucks though, but they blue laces in them though. That's how you know I'm crippin'. I'm like, nigga, what? You see the next nigga in blue chucks with red laces, and it's like, yeah, though, blood, yeah, dog. It's because I got red laces in my shit. It don't matter what the color is. It don't matter what the laces is, nigga. That's what you lace with, nigga.
It don't matter what the color is. It don't matter the color. Hey man, I miss home, bro. Like I miss
the
it,
logic,
dude.
man. The logic.
That's funny.
Yeah, dude.
That's so good.
I do miss home, man. Because even out here, it's still not home. Like even if I'm wearing this, you see, this is a very neutral one. But out here, they look at you like, nigga. They be like, oh, like they kind of look at you like since this is a tourist destination spot, like they kind of look at you like shoobies, right? Like from Rocket Power, like get out of here, shoobie.
Right? Like it's like, oh, we don't go to the Strip, we go to Fremont. Like, you know.
Hey, I understand why.
But no, I mean, you know what I mean.
But like, I was tripping because I was like, hold up, man. Like after a while, because like, you know, I'm just me, man. I don't bring no bullshit to nobody, man. Like I don't take no shit, but I ain't finna bring no shit to you. You know what I'm saying? And when I be around motherfuckers, because I went back to the city last weekend, and then I postponed it this weekend for other shit. That's why I realized last weekend was like, I'm like, oh shit, how's the fucking podcast gonna get posted if I don't do the fucking shit? And I was like, well, my brother did. I just tell this nigga to upload it. This shit. So I'm like, hey man, I called him. Hey, upload the shit. And I walked him through everything he did. I'm like, hell yeah, good shit. Then I went on YouTube Studio on my phone. I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna post this shit. I'll at least get it scheduled. And then like looking, and then the shit said Boris the Beast. And I'm like, oh
what happened? Oh, you were logged in on the Boris the Beast?
Yes,
you was freaking out? You was about to get mad at your brother? You said, you know,
I'm like, it's my bad. I'm like, hey man, I need you to go back to that. I'm like, what picture do it show? So you right there. I'm like, all right, let's switch. We go to switch account and do the same shit you just did. We walked it.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, so going back to the city, was different. But yeah, like people are on edge, man. This pandemic shit, they more people fight, flight, response mode. And so like the way of patience of customer service the way it used to be prior to the pandemic versus the way you see people acting now, I feel it's just like a lot of repressed emotion. Like the level of uncertainty about getting the virus, the level of uncertainty in working, and then like you still got to provide for yourself, and but like different and it's less, and like you could feel that in the air of the way people are acting. Like when I was back in the city, I'm like, fuck. And so the rudeness that I was experiencing out here, I'm like, all right, like that's just I think that's just like an overall air in America, you know what I mean? Of that tenseness. Motherfuckers is tense. I'm like, but the rudeness, right? Like you still got rude LA motherfuckers, you got rude Vegas motherfuckers. The rude Vegas motherfuckers look at you like you shoobie, you over here in my city. And like, cause even when I'm on Tinder and then Bumble and all these other things, like these motherfuckers be saying like, you know, I say born and raised in LA. They say born and raised in Vegas. I'm like, fuck, that exists. Like, you know, I think everybody just came.
People just moved here.
Yeah.
After a while, they just get out of here.
Born here. Yeah. So when I deal with motherfuckers, I'm like, okay, I'm finally able to see the tenseness that's just everybody in America is dealing with, that's still working, that kind of you probably don't want to be at work, or the conditions that they working in, and like fear and uncertainty and getting the virus and blah blah, and then territorial thing, which is the Crippin', which is the Bloodin', which is cities. Like you ain't even gotta be Crip no blood. You can do it for the Lakers. You can do it for the Rams. You do it for the Raiders. Like niggas out here is all Raiders, and I'm like, nigga, they just came to Vegas, nigga.
Who'd you root for?
Yeah, thank you, nigga. Like these motherfuckers just came here, nigga. Over here, everybody fucking Raider fan. Everybody just fucking hockey fan, Ghost or whatever this team is, Rain. Everybody got this shit.
Knights.
Oh no, there you go. Yeah, Knights. Yeah. Knights, Rain, all them motherfuckers. Knights, Rain. But that's the thing. Like we all tribal by communal beings by nature. We're gonna find something, and then it's that pride. We naturally want to take pride in something. So for us, it's the producer community.
I'm sorry. I was just laughing what EJ said last week. He's talking about how you guys go off on this big ass tangent and like just bring that shit back. EJ, man.
Shout out to EJ, Sacred Fire.
Sacred Fire.
I still gotta edit that one because I gotta overlay. I made the new PNG, but I gotta overlay his proper name, proper @ sign over his shit. But I hope he likes it, man, when he looks at it, because I didn't tell him what I did, but like I took his Twitter header and then fucking put a 2B GIF at the bottom of that shit. So like, you know, something that could represent him as an artist. And I'm gonna go jack his song. Well, you can ask him, but I was gonna go jack his song and put it in the beginning.
Hey, that's fine. He already gave up his rights being on here.
But yeah, see, I think we need to send 2 songs, man. I'll put them in the beginning of the end and see what we got.
But producer community, yes. No, that's true. Ours is the producer community. Like, and it is crazy. I've been seeing a lot more stuff. Well, I've been listening to the MIDI Money podcast with Gabe, right? And he has all. Well, I haven't. I just finished that one. I haven't listened past the one with Kato on it, but they're saying a lot of good stuff on there. And like for me, like since this is a journey, like the podcast is like our journey, right? So listening to that, like you were telling me about it a long time ago. I remember, right? But then I had to be the one to go and listen to the shit. And it took me a while to go and like do this because now it's crazy because it's like, so from the beginning of the show, right, we're first making our beats and we're first posting our stuff. And then we did that for 3 months, right?
Now, every fucking week we did it.
Hell yeah, man. So we did that. Congratulations to ourselves, man. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of myself because that's crazy that we did this shit. This is working. So, but we did it, right? Now what do we do? Right? So then now it's just like, I want more. I need more. So I was like, oh, let me check out that let me check out these podcasts. Let me see how to sell beats correctly and all that stuff, or see how to do things right, or how are the professionals doing it. So I started listening to it. I was like, oh, shoot. And I got all this game. I was like, oh, dang. I want to try that. But now I feel now is a time where I could just like try a bunch of different stuff and then see what works. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I put out the 5 free beats. I don't know.
837 views on that, baby.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, thank you.
It shows how that motherfucking shit works. The damn it. Posting ad shit, y'all.
Yeah, that was the ad. Yeah, I did Facebook ad and I did Instagram ad. But Facebook, if you do Facebook ads, it does. It asks you if you want to do it on Instagram too. So you could save money. Yeah, you could save money if your things are linked by just going to Facebook and doing it. So I didn't know that.
That's a gem right there.
Yeah, because it does. It asks you if you want to do Instagram for the same cost of doing it on Facebook also.
Oh, crazy.
But I don't know about the insights of it being on Facebook less, if it kind of like balances it between Instagram and Facebook rather than just doing it on Instagram and getting all your views there.
So I'm not got a Facebook NappooBeats fan page.
Yeah, I have a NappooBeats on Facebook page
that we can like. When people say, "Hey, like my page," like from back in the
like day. A page. Yeah, it's not a like page per se. It's an actual page.
Like a personal page, not a business page.
I think it's a business page.
Business page
But
you can like.
yeah, you can like. Yeah, okay, yeah, you can like it. You can like it. But I thought it was like because you know how they just had one where it's just 4 likes or whatever. Like it's just an entity. That's how I made my first one, Nappoo Music,
I thought, oh,
a long time ago. Is that I
it's
might
the
be?
outer loop. The outer loop you can like.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
the
Yeah.
NappooBeats page that you're talking about, like the outer loop.
You know, I don't. It's
Gotta
because I
be if
don't.
you read.
Yeah. I mean, it has to be, but I'll be honest with you. I don't remember the password to the. I just figured it was just a page like you can't like you can post stuff and all that, but I don't know. I think it is the same though. Yeah, you're right. It is the same. But anyway,
I got a Boris the Beast page, but I don't have it public. Like it's not public.
oh, okay. You should do it.
But I got it.
Yeah, you make it public. Make that shit public. But you can link them your Instagram to that, right? Your Boris page, and then that's when you're able to like you put your information in to do the ad work and shit. But I didn't know that. I was like, I was on Facebook and I was like, oh shoot, let me just try to boost it on here because there's like a shit ton of people on Facebook. So I tried to do the ads and shit on there, and then it gave the option for Instagram. I was like, what? I was like, what the heck? This is crazy. So I did like a small one, like $6 a day, and I $6 a day for 5 days or something like that, $30.
$30 over 5 days versus the last time you did $33 over 3 days.
Yes, you can choose the days and how much people you want to reach in those days. I tried it for the weekend, and then I tried it for the span of the week. More so, actually, I it was about the same. Like I guess well you reach the same amount of people, but in a short amount of time. So it's about the same thing, but it just depends on if you know your market. I don't know my market yet, so it just depends if you know your market and where they're at and how often they're on. Then it'd be better for you to do those days. But usually the options, which is cool. But I did it, and that's what I found out. I was like, oh shoot! But yeah, all right. So I did the 5 days, right? I did the 5 days. I put that out not 5 days, 5 free beats, and then I was trying to. I don't know how BeatStars works. I don't know if anybody downloaded it because I don't think anybody. I haven't got any notifications. I was like, dang, you don't want 5 free beats, but what's called? There was this thing on there where I had to make it $1, but I think I took it off.
Yeah, I'm glad EJ pointed that part out because I didn't even click on the shit. That was my fault. Like I promoted it without clicking on it like a motherfucker, you know. And so, but going through, he found that $1 part. But you said it don't make you charge $1. You can still download it.
Yeah, there's a download. Like you know how it has the arrow, like it has an arrow and then pointing down for download. If you click that, you just put your email in and then you're able to download it. But I went into it the other day and I put it to 0 because I thought you had to put like an amount. Yeah, and I just put 0 and it just took it away and it just left the download thing. So
nice. Okay, so maybe that $1 was the turn people from 5 free beats.
Yeah,
5 free beats, so this shit's so $1 right here.
Yeah, NappooBeats is a liar.
Right, scam. Oh, National Enquirer. He said it was free. It was really $1 when it was really free if you click the fucking arrow drop down.
Also, if you look at, but I put it on my shit though. I put it on a post, the red circle on it. I was like, yo, click this, not this part. But if people wanted to scroll through the pictures, they would see how to do it. But I'm learning,
Hey,
at least I know
that's what this is, nigga.
That's why it's cool. Like I've gotten to the part where I'm learning how to do that shit and how to try to get emails because I'd rather talk to people directly about things rather than just like shooting it out into the world. Just hopefully somebody grabs it. That's the hardest part. It's hard.
Got the license to make it. Website only has to be
page.
Yeah. Page. NappooBeats. It comes here. First thing they see on the front is 5 free beats. They put in their fucking email address to get that. Boom. Scroll down. They can have all the album artwork like how you had it similar to the one with Canvas print and all that other stuff. But then now these tracks, hey, chop section. Just make it like one little 3. Pop, pop. But that way, it's a one page. Your website is one page, right?
Yeah.
Get there. What are you going to offer? 5 free beats, motherfuckers. Give me an email. Bow. And then fucking, this is the shit that I do. Boom. And that's it. Then you can expand it further because then, merch and all the extra shit. But at least now, because I feel, so I went back. After you told me that you was going to listen to the MIDI podcast, I was like, fuck, nigga. Like, I sent it to him, and I was like, but I listened to specific episodes. I didn't listen to it in a row. I'm like, he's going in a row. Let me go back and listen. So that's why I'm not suggesting shit that I don't even know I'm suggesting. Like, I listened to specific one.
Yeah, no, I don't know, but I feel like I had to listen. Like, when I listen to stuff, I feel like I have to listen to all of it because I don't know. Yeah, because why? If they're giving that much game on one episode, imagine the other ones. Imagine how he, progressed and how. And it's kind of cool to see his interviewing skills and the way he talks about stuff too, which is cool. He has that voice. He has that like he has that pyramid scheme voice. You know what I'm
saying? Right? I mean, right?
Yeah. Not that he is. Because it kind of like confused me a little bit because he has that voice. I'm just like, oh, what is this? like, oh, and then he keeps talking. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, oh no, it's legit. Like, it's legit. Not that. I mean, pyramid schemes are legit. Just their scheme, pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Not. I feel bad now.
Fucking hey, man. Honest feedback in that. And I'm pretty sure he knows how he comes off, but at the same time, he owns it because this is one thing that I like about his shit. And this is what I was telling you about the homie. Because the homie asked me, hey, bless this, like, And I'm like, dude, I admire that part because I'm not the one to ask. I be like, nigga, oh shit, I see NappooBeats share my shit, nigga. Oh, that's dope.
Hey, always.
Appreciate it. But like my nigga would be like, hey, my nigga, hey, I just dropped some shit, my nigga, hey, bless me, and hit me up because he know how the algorithm work, right? You got to make a comment in the thing, so and then it got to get shared, so that way you can expand the reach of how many people. Like my nigga got 17,000 followers, but if he don't do that kind of formula, it's not gonna reach all 17K, which is the way that because they want to still drive people to pay money for the forced ad shit. And it's so funny how they just made capitalism while within this social media shit. But
it's smart though.
What were you saying? I mean, no, it is.
That's so smart.
But I just want to tap into it too. Let us tap into that. Oh, and so when you're talking about Gabe, I like because I went back and he said what he makes 7 figures off his motherfucking shit. You know what I mean? 7 fucking figures. So it's like
off of that sound. He said he dropped
beats online.
Yeah. Well, he dropped what's it called?
That was recent. But when you go back and listen to episode 1. Talks about that's the whole reason why he created this shit, so he can tell other motherfuckers how they can make 7 figures online selling beats. And then when he said what he made 100,000 that first week or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, with the sound kit. That was the sound kit. That's what I was about to say. Yeah. Gosh, dude. So, he was also about 5 figures. I was like, damn, 5 figures still, bro. Like, oh my god, I'll be happy with 2 figures. Give me 3. Give me 1 figure.
Give me 1 figure, yo.
Let me hold $1
real quick.
Let me hold
it's $1 for the day of the week, man. Like, I can get 1 taco if I give me some change.
Fucking California taco. Anyway, go ahead.
But like, because you said pyramid scheme talk, and I feel the reason why it comes off like that, and I'm sure he understands how he comes off, is the fact that, and that's why I said, that's why I went to fucking tangent. The homie asked, and Gabe says it in the beginning of when he started the podcast, is that he noticed that all the producers, we get better at making beats. That's our main focus. Let's fucking put our energy towards getting dope at making beats. He said, but I had to realize that, we all weren't good at marketing. You know what I mean? And then when I seen that dude who showed the fucking ClickFunnels, I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this shit? ClickFunnels. And then it's like, oh shit, you offer a bundle. And then I'm like, I'm looking at it like, yeah, nigga, because we know about like affiliate marketing and all that kind of shit, MLM market. You know what a ClickFunnels is. You know what a landing page is. You know that. But as producers, if you never went down that fucking pyramid scheme MLM market, you don't know the marketing tactics. You don't know what they do. Like, and so it's real brand new to you. And so I'm like, that's what his niche was. He came in the game and was like, ain't nobody doing this shit. I'm gonna do this shit. And boom. And he explains it well because in that webinar, right, or the video sales proposition that you send people to. It's what this podcast does. Because real shit, you asked me last week. You was like, "Oh, how did it feel to have EJ on the podcast?" And it felt dope to have EJ on the podcast because this is going to how it's going to feel with anybody else in the future that listens to the Producer Dogs podcast and becomes a guest on the podcast. And I'm gonna ask you this, Ed.
All right.
That was my first time meeting EJ. But from the way we did the podcast, did it feel like he already knew niggas? Didn't it feel like
well, he basically does know. He knows you for sure.
I'm saying.
This gentleman listens to all the episodes of the podcast, which is dope.
Every single one. And that's what was confirming what Gabe was talking about. Like when you got your sales funnel and ClickFunnels thing, and like you make that video in the hope, because you said it earlier. You said you want to have somebody that you communicate directly with instead of just throwing out a crapshoot and hoping that somebody grabs a hold of it. So it's like, boom, we got, and even still, the way we got EJ on the podcast was communicating through the podcast. Hey, EJ, we want you on the podcast.
Yeah, because we know he listens. He told me he listens. It'd be cool to shout him out on the podcast. Oh yeah, on the podcast to do that. Yeah, no, good idea. Yeah,
ain't hard to find. And so
shut up, man. That was dope.
This is what Gabe said. He said, like, when you got your sales funnel, your ClickFunnels, you got to have that content that's going to make people get to know you, because people don't trust shit. Like, motherfuckers don't trust motherfuckers, like, out the gate because of the pyramid schemes and shit. So when you got a podcast, when you got these things, it's like you're watching somebody over all these different facets of social media. Like, how the fuck could they fake all of that? Niggas can't fake going on Instagram, going on Facebook, going on TikTok, going on Twitch, going on YouTube, going on fucking Spotify as a podcast, going on Spotify as an artist. Like, you can't fake all of that, my nigga. Like, I know you Gemini, but damn. Like,
yeah, you can't.
I guess people can't. I couldn't, you know.
Yeah, okay, yeah, all right.
I couldn't, and so that's why he knew who the fuck he was talking to as soon as he came on the podcast. Like, I didn't know EJ directly because he know more about me than I know about him, you know, because he's listening to this. And I was like, but it was dope because it felt seamless because he's like, oh yeah, Tim, blah, blah. And I'm like, damn, man, I don't know this nigga, but I feel like I know this nigga.
He's like, Tim, yeah, you know. He's a house of wife and kids, man. You know,
he said at the dance, and then he brought that shit back, and I was like, damn, this nigga really listen. Like, damn. But that shit is cool. It is cool. It's heartwarming. Like, you know what I mean? Then what he said too, he was like, as you guys got. He's like, man, sometimes it's anywhere from 2 hours to 5 hours, but you guys filled it up with content. And I'm like, fuck, is it content? But
that's what I say too. I'm like, is it kind of we just over here like just like talking, like just regularly talking, just normal us.
But anybody that's in the beginning of what we're talking about, like if they're in the beginning stages of making beats, then it is content. Because the shit that's second nature to us, remember how you said when we started this, we're making it, and then we did it for 90 days straight up. And then we're like, oh, fuck that. Well, we need more. Now, what's the next thing? How can we? And this whole thing is progression. Whole thing is progression. And so I'm like, dang, is it content? And I'm like, yeah, because like, so Trip, my nephew asked me the other day. He said, so Uncle T, did you post a new video to YouTube? And I'm like, I looked at him like, no, nigga, shut up. Not yet. It's gonna be posted later today.
Still got things to work out.
Yeah. And he's like, what's your YouTube page, Uncle T? And I'm like, I don't want to tell you. Right? Because I cuss and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm looking at him like, I was like, fuck, like this little nigga, like he 9 years old. Imagine 9-year-old little T who wanted to learn how to make beats and shit. And his cousin's like, man, shut up, little nigga. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? And here I am being the uncle, like, but I'm trying to protect him from my tainted fucking, you know? I'm a dude with a good heart and shit, but I cuss like a sailor, you know? I don't want niggas coming back cussing and shit. Like, where you learn that from? I was watching Uncle T's fucking podcast.
This motherfucking podcast got a motherfucking beat in it.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
So then a couple days later, I seen that this nigga followed me on Instagram. And I'm like, oh, hell no. This nigga think he's slick. I'm like, what? I'm like, niggas can't follow me on Instagram. So that made me think about my personal account. And like, I got some friends from Best Buy that their kids follow me on Instagram. And I'm like, dude, it's me. Like, it's Tim. Tim dancing in the club. Tim doing her headstand, grabbing asses. Like Tim, like come on, man. Like it's all of that. Like it ain't just some of it. It's all of them. You know? So then I hit my brother. I'm like, hey man. First I hit my nephew. I'm like, hey man. So I seen that you. I'm like, you looked at any of my videos? I'm like, no, I didn't. He's like, how did you know it was me? That's the funny part about kids. It's like, nigga, I used to be you, nigga. Like your tricks won't work on me. I'm
How'd you
you.
know it was me? How'd you know it was me, Uncle Tim?
Nigga, I know these things. And then so I hit my brother. I had to make him go tell him himself to my brother. You know what I mean? That's the one thing about like reprimanding kids. Like when you just go snitch, it's a different way when you go snitch to the parent. Like, oh, your kid did this versus, all right, go tell him what you did. That's a whole different experience. So when he did that, and I went to brother, like, hey man, that's something you would want to know, right? He's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, because the main thing is that once you go on the Instagram, nigga, this nigga end up on any ass page, on anything, motherfuckers messages, like, you know, so protect your kids on social media, y'all. And so he's like, yeah, man, he hasn't been briefed. And I'm like, thank you. He ain't been briefed. Like, so you just jumping off all into some shit. And I'm like, but I understand. And then when I was asking him about it, he was like, but I know I just only followed you on Instagram because I know, like, in order to support YouTubers, you want to follow the Instagrammer too. And I'm like, oh man. So I'm talking to my brother about it. He's like, man, he grew up in this era, man. He knows about YouTubers and shit, and he's been programmed in this shit. Go follow my, you know. And he sees his own uncle doing that shit. And of course, like, plus you making beats and shit. Like, come on, man. Like, wouldn't he want to see? Because you don't show him, so how else could he see the shit? And I'm like, you're right. Like,
there's a market for that. I don't think I've ever seen a children's YouTube page teaching how to make beats.
Children's beat production page.
Yeah.
Like Evan, but for beats.
Yeah. Rather than toys.
Yeah.
I used to want to try. I used to want to get into making what's it called? Like beat machines, like the MIDI beat machines. I used to want to get into making those, and then I always wanted to make my son one, like a kid one. You know what I mean? I don't know how to. I don't know how I would program it in.
Got to be waterproof.
Oh hell yeah, for sure. Gotta be waterproof. That's immediately what you thought. You thought juice.
I was thinking about the pads, and I'm like, no, please.
It would be like Street Fighter buttons. It'll be like that. Yeah, like that. There you go. Yeah, look at like that. But you know, make it come like a whole thing. Yeah. How does that work out for you, by the way?
Man, I ain't used this shit ever since I stopped DJing. This is
for actions.
Yeah, this is like so shout out to fucking DJ Tech Tools back when I was all into fucking DJing, trying to make my way to Coachella. DJ Tech Tools, Ian Golden, he created this. So it's a DJ who created DJ tutorials and shit on YouTube, made his own page, branded himself, and then ended up creating his own product called the MIDI Fighter, MIDI Fighter. 3 buttons on the side, 3 buttons on the other side. This is fucking 12 buttons up top, 4 different banks, and each of these shit is all customizable, right? Like, and it's fucking gyroscope. Meaning,
I seen you use that before. Yeah, that's dope. So
yeah, clean as fuck. Like, love the shit. USB hookup, boom, boom. But yeah, I ain't been DJing, man. So it's like, you know, it just chills right here next to the station. But if I DJ, like back when I was DJing on Tractor, he made the whole little thing for Tractor and made a little preset. Right? You make the product, you make a preset, boom, get your email, right? Preset was all free, and then boom, it fucking, you can do all the little shit. Like, you, with this one thing, you pretty much use your controller, the whole DJ controller. Because he made the presets to where, like, the transport, play, load up this shit, all that, like, all in one fucking thing. And so this shit is dope when you use it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it gives something visual for the fucking fans or whoever's watching your live show. Because now
that's the one you can go in the. Is that the one that they use? Like, you can go onto the crowd while you're still doing your thing. Is that what I saw that? They're like, oh, it's all. Oh, but that's not wireless though. My bad.
Nah, that'd be dope though. But if there's a wireless USB adapter,
yeah,
hell yeah, you can do it.
Is there latency on that?
Yeah,
probably, right? Well, it depends on how much money you want to spend, right?
I know, right? You buy a fucking $200 fucking transporter and shit, transponder. I'm
But
proud.
there's a DIY. There was DIY tutorials on how to build it, on how to build MIDI controllers.
See?
So I wanted to do one with faders and stuff like that, just because I primarily use a beat machine. So it'd be dope to have like just to be able to solder and all that stuff. Like I had soldered. I mean I haven't soldered in a long time, but I used to make like the instrument cables, and like you get the little pieces and you get to solder and you put it together. But I really do want to do this. It'd be dope to make one like that. Just have our own custom one. I wanted to be able to make a fight stick one, right? And imagine having because you can map out in Logic, right? So like just having the joystick maybe onto like the XY graph. You know what I mean?
Tag you in something weird. I follow a girl who modded her fucking fight stick via fucking drum pad. So she's just sitting there doing the A-Rap music style on the fight stick. And I'm like, yeah, nigga, that's dope. Because then you blend in my world, you know what I'm saying?
Heck yeah.
Her name is like Cookie Clever or some shit like that.
Now imagine, let's just say me and you were playing, or I had made like a dual one, right? Like an arcade one.
Oh shit!
We're fucking performing just like that. That'd be sick.
Dope.
Yeah, and you could do the keys and man.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope as fuck, dude. Because when you watch DJ back to back, they be having the controllers right there. But if you and then you can make it an arcade cabinet.
Yes, yeah, and then the computer could be right on the screen. Like
oh my god!
Oh my god!
That'd be clean as fuck.
Now imagine the video too, right? We could act like we put a quarter in, bam, like that. Camera facing. We're like, all right, you think you don't? We battle each other on there. Oh,
it's like Dance Revolution, man.
Yeah, man. Oh my gosh! And then we could have like even like a little set of 25 keys on the bottom of it, like you know what I mean. So you can do your thing with your chords. Like, come on, Tim, man. See, what if we had like an esports arena like that people just knew how to do shit like that, and then it would just come to, man,
a little sub community. And that's the Evo. The Evo is fucking beat battles, but like that.
Yeah, Bevo, bro. Bevo. Bevo. Oh man, that'd be so sick to do a live, like a light. Hey, baby. That'd be dope if there would be like a live, like a live beat battle, like kind of like, because you can't fake the funk. Like you can't fake the funk. If somebody gave like a beat right on the, or like a sample right on the spot,
and then you have to flip it and do
yeah, but it had to be chopped already. Like it's pre-made chopped, and then you would just have to play it at the same time. So like say if it was 16 pads, there'll be the beat placement on the top there, and then the drums on the bottom, and it would just be like you'd go there. You don't bring your shit. You just go there and everything's there.
Wow.
And you just have to be a dope producer, a dope beat maker like that.
And once again, this ties all the way back to what we were saying earlier with the bass. Oh, this was off street. Off.
Oh yeah, this is off street. Yeah. Let's reiterate.
But when a beginner picks up a bass, they only can express what they know. But when an expert picks up a bass, they can express everything that they've learned over their course of their journey. Just by what you're saying right there, if you can't bring your stuff and all you got to do is just bring yourself, all you're bringing is all your experiences, and that's going to dictate what you do right there.
Yeah, I gotta hit up Beats. Was it J Black? Beats by J Black. J Black, right? Yeah.
Black Finger Drumming Academy over there.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, I know. I listened to him. That's the last person I listened to.
On MIDI Money.
On MIDI Money, yeah, that's the last person I listened to on MIDI Money. Yeah, no, that was a good interview. He's cool dude. Yeah, I never heard him talk like that or anything like about his like finger drum and all that, but That would be a finger drumming thing. Probably link up with that. Once I hate saying this. Once COVID is over.
I know, man. Because even while you were saying it in the beginning, and then when I said Evo and he was like Bevo, and I was like, I thought of the possibilities, and then my brain put a threshold on it. It was like COVID. And I'm like, I know.
Look at you, threshold limiter. You put a limiter on
it. COVID is the limiter.
Right? That's funny that you said threshold, and I was like, oh yeah, you gotta.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta put the knee a little lower.
But I know, man, I didn't even think about that. Because when I tell people like, oh, to raise your threshold and shit, I bet people don't even be knowing what. When I think of raise your threshold prior to knowing music, I was always thinking about raise the bar physically.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Raise the bar higher than what bars right here. Raise that shit. So when I say raise your threshold, that's all I'm thinking about. Is like, all right, we're only limited to right here. Raise that shit so we can move this much. And I
never thought about that. Raise the bar. I never thought about that being like a freaking bench, like a bench press thing. I thought raise the bar was just like higher, like just make it just like the bar is higher than for whatever reason, like you just make it up there. I don't know, like you jump higher, like oh, you just gotta reach and aim higher. Ooh, gems. No, but you gotta aim higher, right? You gotta keep trying to touch the bar, and then you raise the bar. You can't touch it until you get some more shit to touch it.
Yeah.
See, dang man, that's a t-shirt design.
It is, huh? All three of them in one. Like raise the bar, raise the bar, raise the bar.
Yeah, well,
get a compressor, but say raise the bar. That'd be dope. You combine weights with me.
Oh, bro, come on, let's go.
I think those are two dope ideas. And then who's in a Bevo shirt?
Bevo, man.
Raise the bar.
And I want to design the MIDI, the what's it called? The MIDI, the actual MIDI unit, the controller. So then we can purchase it, or people will be able to get it and practice on it. And then when they go, and then they go into the spot, it's just like,
then imagine if it's Bevo. Everybody, kind of like how Mad Catz had the $200 controller. It was the fight stick too. Everybody bought it because it was the quintessential thing to be able to. So $200 a pop. Boom. Mad Catz was in business. Now they out of business now. We got to take from Mad Catz to take this shit to be in business, but not out of business. But yeah, if you made the controller, it's designed, it's launched, kickstarted, van launched, and motherfuckers have it, and that's what they're gonna use. And look, the thing that I think about now, remember how I said I put the limiter on earlier? Like when I think about live shows and shit, I always got the COVID limiter. But when I think about what you said right now, right, of these two ideas that we just said in the last 5 minutes of your controller, ooh, and you just make two different versions, kid-friendly, waterproof versions.
So kids will fuck up some adults, I bet.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Dope about it too, because then that'll be where there's a common ground where you can have kids, and then if the kids got the small production,
man. Woo! That'd be dope for kids to have their own. It's all colorful studio. That's crazy, like a little Tykes or
determined and shit.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be sick. Yeah, kid-friendly instruments stuff. Because you gotta get them. You gotta start them early. Gotta start them early. That's the only thing that's not early for kids is production, music production, or even just regular production, camera and stuff. That's not really. You don't see that all the time. I do see it, but. I don't ever see music production kid toys, like well 10 under.
That would be sick. The only kid fucking production toy I remember is the shit that you used to go like this and
bro, that's really old, man.
I miss those things.
I want to go to Egypt. The Lion King one.
Yeah, the Lion King. My cousin had the Lion King. You get the little film.
Yeah, the thing, the disc.
The little images.
That's like our parents' old. That's how that shit. That's how old.
That thing, dude. That thing was fun. Because like See, and I guess I'm way more visual now that I think about it. When I look at it from an adult perspective, because like, remember how I was trying to tell you, like, why do I like old girl better than the other girl, and like, why is this girl like, oh my god, versus all other girls, right? And it's like, why did I get a kick out of that thing? Another thing I like that was an old school toy, right? You didn't have to do much with it, but a kaleidoscope. Still looking in there, seeing all the fractals and the vision of it. Oh my god! But it was visual stimulus.
Yeah, that was dope. I forgot about kaleidoscopes.
Toys, man.
Just, those were dope. They all you got to do. I forgot there was this thing. I don't know if it was on Mr. Rogers, but they had a thing where they showed you how to make one at home.
With the paper towel thing, no,
paper towel thing, but it worked. It worked. Like the light came in, and you were like, "Oh shoot, that's crazy." Made one, huh? That's what you try to make a toilet paper or something like that. You know how to have the little.
Hey man, that's what we said, Mr. Rogers. I'm like, dude, I miss Mr. Rogers, and I look at it and appreciate it from like, all right. So years back on Twitch, they had a Mr. Rogers marathon. And like Creole is the one who put me up on game about Bob Ross. And like I seen Bob Ross as a kid, but like watching it as an adult, I appreciate way more because to understand what to be an adult now and to understand that he was an adult back then and his cookups were paintings, 20 minutes. But in his 20-minute painting cookup, he's showing you like, hey, you can do this too. Let me just show you how easy it is. And he's talking all calm and smooth and shit. And then when I went and watched Mr. Rogers, and like we're all in the chat, right? And Lady Aberlin was in the chat too. Like she had a Twitch and everything. I followed her on Twitter afterwards, and she was the most gracious, humble, old ass lady in the world. Because when you watch her on Mr. Rogers, she's like, Lady Aberlin, hey man, hey Lady Aberlin, right? You can tell Mr. Rogers like, you know what I mean, doing the show. Yeah, no.
He's like, maybe later we can get some tea.
There's this episode where he's learning about skates, right? So in the episode, they're learning about skates, and he has to go and he learns about the power lines and all this shit, right? So then Lady Aberlin comes and he's like, "Oh, hey, Lady Aberlin, I was about to learn how to skate," and she's like, "Oh, we'll skate." And then, so she's out there skating, right, on these old fucking metal looking ass skates, look like Forrest Gump shoes, but mixed with skates.
Wow. You mean the brace ones? They look like dang, how old was that?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Mr. Rogers with skates, like this shit is old ass skates. And so she's trying it. And he's like, I don't know about it later, Emily. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it. And all she said was this. Oh, come on, try. He said, all right, I think I can do it.
Come on, try.
And I was sitting there thinking about that situation, and I was like, this shit may be a small moment, but I don't know. I know nobody's really noticing or grasping the gravity of this situation. Reason why there are cheerleaders is because 7th grade, shout out to Jennifer. When I fucking hit that home run, when I knew she was over there on the sidelines looking, and then I hit the home run, and I'm running around the bases knowing that I hit the home run in front of my girl, and then I get the home plate, and she's at home plate, and then she give you the hug. You do the whole little movie thing. This is 7th grade, you know what I mean? This ain't no official rules, but nigga, I hit a home run. My girl's waiting at home plate for me, nigga. And when Lady Aberlin said, come on, try it, I was like, it don't even take much of a woman's inspiration for you. But like, if you taking in the groceries in the house, and she's like, I bet you can't take all of them in one time. Nigga, you gonna have 15 bags on nigga, you gonna take it.
Hey, man, that is the damn truth. That is the truth. No, like, man, it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't. Man, I love women. Love your woman. Love thy women. Oh, man. My goodness. Let's take a moment.
Appreciate all the women out there.
No, that's crazy. That is, yeah. I mean, I don't want to make this like a sexist thing or like a, you know what I mean, or a gender thing, I should say, or an orientation thing. But it does take. I mean, if your significant other is a woman, then or just a woman in general, yeah, it doesn't take that much for a man too. Anyway,
I can't speak from the other perspective.
Yeah, I can't speak to. Yeah, I don't want to.
So no disrespect to anybody on this shit. Dude, we in 2020.
We in 2020. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry if there's. I'm not trying to say none of that.
But we just saying from our perspective.
Yeah.
From our perspective.
Oh, they hate.
I know, right? They want to cancel us. Cancel culture.
All right, no, I should stop. We should stop that.
I don't care. Cancel me. Don't cancel him. I don't give a fuck. I know. Yeah, because I got to point this way to point at you, even though you're really this way.
You're this way, right?
Right? Yeah.
This is you?
Yeah, that's
you right here.
That's me.
All right.
But yeah, cancel me. I don't give a fuck, nigga.
Why you gotta get all this? And why you so aggressive?
It's the polarization of my manhood. Because this is the thing. Like, the same energy doesn't occupy the same space. Whether you like it or know it or conscious of it or not, is a masculine and is a feminine energy. Point blank, period.
Yes, I agree with that.
Because we see it. Now, if you look at any relationship, no matter the orientation, there's always going to exist some masculine and some feminine. Period.
That's true. Energy.
Yep, that energy. And so, I'm just saying, from the masculine standpoint, for the chick, fucking, for me as a masculine man, when a feminine girl come over and say, like, it was this tweet I seen the other day. She said, I don't know what to do with my boyfriend, guys, because he's just started making music. And ever since he started making music, like, he's just been posting all his music, like, back to back. And he hasn't, with no care in the world and all this. And fucking, he posted with no care in the world. But, like, you could tell, like, it ain't dope yet, right? And she's like, but I want to be a supportive girlfriend, you know? And so, like, every time he's in the car, he's, like, showing me a track and, like, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, and he's like, well, what do you think? Like, you know, and like, he's like, what do you think about the mix? And all this. And it's like, she's like, and I just be thinking about, like, you know, I think people will like it. I just don't like that kind of music. Like, you know what I mean? And so, like, I tried to show him this guy like Kenny Beats and all this. And I'm sitting there
like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Put him in my game, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
When you read the comments under this post, the funniest shit about it is that everybody said this. Like, even to the point where she said, like, you know, she don't like the shit, but she see him progressing and she won't want to discourage him. Right. And everybody in the post, instead of focusing on, like, okay, when he plays it in the car, like, she don't really know what to say and all this. From all, like, I'm going to say 90% of the comments were all saying, she's a real one. She's listening to his tracks, giving him feedback, and looking for other producers for him to get inspired by so he can learn and get better at this shit. Where do they exist like this?
How does she know to do, like, was she already in the game for that kind of thing?
I didn't even go further in the shit. I just seen that part and I was just like,
yeah,
like, I don't care. Like, remember how we said it earlier in the podcast? It was like, yeah, it's hard to like your shit because you know it's trash. Like, and it's like to hear from an outside perspective, like, all right, she knows it's trash, but then that's your dude. Like, and how you still going to encourage him to get better and shit, even though, like, the shit you making right now. Man, come on.
That's real love right there. Just got into music and she's doing the work for you. I don't care who the dude is. You don't deserve it. I don't care who you are. Talking about, you know how your dad, the girl's dad always says that? He's like, no guy is good enough for you, right? That's what the dads say. That's true. This girl. If she does that, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's unheard of.
Thank you.
That's a 4-leaf clover. Wait, right? 4-leaf?
No, whatever's 5-leaf, 4-leaf.
5-leaf clover, yeah. The one that's not supposed to be there is there.
That. My God. But yeah, no, back on the subject, it don't take much encouragement. Because even by her, I know his face lit up when she gave him another resource. Hey, you make shit like this. Like, because
he should have. I'll be mad if he didn't.
Oh, man. Come on.
He's like, what are you doing? You saying I suck? I could do this. Like, you know how, male egos, right? Yeah. But I know what I'm doing. Or, I'm still learning. Like, hey, just put it down. Just put your guard down a little bit.
It, man.
Yeah, just accept it. You suck. You suck. Your girl knows it. Everybody knows it. She's trying to help you out. Actually, this might be a personal thing for her. She doesn't want him to look bad because it's going to make her look bad because she belongs to him.
I didn't look at it like that. That could be a selfish reason. I didn't look at it like that.
It could be both, though. I mean,
it could be both.
It's fine. It's fine for both. It's like, look, you suck. All our friends is my friends. Like, we have our same people. Like, my family.
Y'all here misrepresenting me with your whack ass tracks. Let's get you some better tracks.
I don't particularly like your music.
It's just, I feel people that like this music like it.
I think I did pretty good. That's funny.
Right? Like, but look what I did to mix this time. Look at the way the bass is cutting through.
You remember that the episode of Fresh Prince where him and Lisa are supposed to get married in Vegas, and then it was Isaac Hayes, but he was supposed to be an Isaac Hayes impersonator or whatever, and he was just like, he's like your Isaac Hayes impression sucks. He's like, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good.
That's Carlton was getting married to Lisa.
Nah, it was Will.
Will.
Carlton.
What am I thinking about with Carlton that was about to get married to somebody and they was trying to stop the shit? Will was about to get married? I don't know. I remember that. I think it's pretty good part, but I don't remember Will and Lisa.
Lisa. Freaking what's her face?
Lisa Turtle.
Lisa Turtle is on Saved by the Bell.
Who are you talking about?
Fresh Prince.
The fuck is Lisa on Fresh Prince?
It was his girl. From later. Yeah.
With the short hair? Look like Nia Long?
That is Nia Long.
The straight hair that looked like Nia Long.
You thought it was a B grade?
Great value.
Yeah, great value. The Mad Cats.
Yo, Nia Long impression. Really good. Nia Long impression sucks.
I thought it was pretty good. Oh my god.
Yo. Oh shit. Ooh, yeah, I was genuinely sitting there. I was like, hold on, what?
So Lisa Turtle. What?
That's what I was thinking about. Because that's what I was like. I don't remember Lisa being with Will. I remember Lisa being with Carlton. And Lisa Turtle, aka Lark Voorhees, was on an episode of Fresh Prince where she was with Carlton and like
yes, she was. She thought it was his baby, but then he was a virgin. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
because that's what I was like. Lisa, that's where my brain went to, and I'm like, Will wasn't with Lisa, it was Carlton. You're like, what the fuck
are you talking about?
I forgot Will's character's girlfriend name was Lisa.
It was Lisa, yeah. The one that looked like Neil. I was like, at first I was trying to say that her name, but I forgot her name. I was like, yeah, then you said it. I was like, yeah.
Dude, that was genuine as fuck. Because I was like, woo. I'll show you how much TV I watch, y'all. Woo, shit.
That was back in the day TV, though. There's no TV now.
Yeah, nah. I don't even, man, I pay Netflix update shit up to like fucking $16, and I don't even watch it. Yeah.
I don't pay attention. I just pay it. You know how that goes.
Like my mom watches the Netflix, and like I use the Hulu. Like that's how I was watching. What's the show you just gave me?
You said the Netflix and the Hulu.
I sounded like I don't like it.
He's gonna turn on the YouTube.
Turn on the. Hey, I do be saying that in my posts. I feel like the YouTubes. It should be on the YouTubes.
You got an old ass soul. Turn on the YouTube.
Mighty fine.
Yeah, you looking mighty fine.
You got a mighty fine TV to watch that YouTube's on now. Your shit got the Netflix too and the Hulu.
The Hulus?
The plural of everything.
You got the Hulus in there?
The YouTubes. Shit, I got the Hulus, the YouTubes.
The Hulus and the Hulus.
Yahoo! Just drink it.
Yahoo soda.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh.
Stoop kid got off his stoop, man. Oh shit. Oh shit. All right, he did hit me back. He said we could do it at 3 p.m. Eastern.
What's that? 2? What time is it right now?
It is 10:12.
So in 2 hours. I heard a baby cry.
Yeah, Beb's cry.
I guess we can do it at 2. I mean, I gotta go to the store and stuff. I can make time for it. 2 o'clock. I know that our run times for these things go about 6 hours.
I know. You want to cut it now and then come back in 2 hours or what?
Yeah, we can do that. We could run it about
16 minutes right here.
Yeah, we could run it. Usually for the for the people that are listening, I know we have our 6 hour total run times, but what is a good? Do you want it for the interviews? Do you want to like make it shorter, or do you want to just like? How do you want to do it? Do you want to do like an interview, the kind of thing, or do you want to just like?
Man, I don't know because we ain't never planned this shit. All I know is there's like 3 main questions that I always want to ask every person.
Yeah, I'm trying to find those questions too.
Right, and you know what they are based off their response.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this.
And they be thinking about it, man. It's a thinker. It's a thinker.
It is. That's a hard question. That's a very hard question. But yeah, I mean, I guess we can come back at 2. We could put these together. 2 o'clock. He said 3, right? He is an hour ahead of me, right?
Hour ahead of
you. He's East Coast, right?
Coast time. 3 p.m. Eastern.
2. An hour and a half. I just bought Cyberpunk.
Oh, crazy!
I got it for the Xbox. You want me to stream it?
You might as well. Everybody else streaming it. You might get some new followers, and shit, new audience just because it's a new game right now. Sometimes people don't want to watch the main motherfucker. They be like, "Oh, who's this dude?" And they see your profile. Oh, he makes beats. Oh shit, I make music. Hey man, how you doing? My name is whatever in the chat. And then they say some shit. It'd be funny if that's how it exactly went down too.
It probably would, right?
That's how I normally go on Twitch. Sometimes I just be thinking this FBI motherfuckers coming in. Just checking on you. Like Huey on Boondock.
Yeah, I gotta watch those 2 first seasons. The first season and the second season are like key. The other ones after that, I didn't really, wasn't the same for me.
First 2 seasons. The evidence of absence is not the absence of evidence.
And that's true for every damn thing ever. That's good. The evidence of absence is not the absence of evidence. Damn, that's crazy. That's what I say to what's it called? To atheists or religion people.
Yeah, because shit, if you want to look up spirit science, you can find way more things that say like it's harder to prove more being atheist than really look at the shit on some real shit. It's harder to prove that the shit don't exist than it is.
That's crazy. I haven't looked into it. I got a buddy that's heavily into that, and the opposite.
The atheist.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Mike Rojas.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay. But like
that was funny about him.
Yeah,
somebody who I was close with that was an atheist Christian background. Oh no, you're atheist, like but like that was what's always dope. Like we never let that part fuck up being.
Yeah. Yeah, and you get insight on what they believe, and versus yours, and you kind of like, oh, okay, I guess I can see why.
You look at shit. Yeah,
I can see why.
You gotta fuck with what they fucking with, but you can be like, oh, okay, at least you know what I mean.
You get an understanding about where they're coming from. Yeah, that's true. Is he like he goes into what's he like like how there's debates and stuff, and is he like that kind of dude, just like
back in 06, 07, hell yeah, we was all drinking and playing Guitar Hero and all that shit. He'll bait your ass real quick, but you know me, nigga, not like unless it's something that I'm really passionate about. Which you know what I'm saying? Because I know like the sake of arguing is not going to get us anywhere besides us both sitting in our same boat saying, well, I believe it, you believe it. All right, cool. So
at the end of the day, it's that, right?
Yeah, so let's spare all the bullshit in the middle if that's what we're going to get to. But if it's some shit where it's like, nigga, like we talking about some music shit, releasing albums as singles versus fucking what's it called? And like I got some real like DIlla. Remember how earlier the reason why that DIlla pack made you feel like that, and I had to hit record because this nigga was busting all over this damn DIlla. I was like, oh! Y'all should have seen when it first happened. I was like, hey man, you want to get a kid from me out of any of the kids? I'll be a kid. He's like, oh yeah, no problem. He went from calm and oh yeah, no problem to I want to punch somebody. I'm like, hold on. This made me feel so good. I want to punch somebody. I gotta grab my baby.
I gotta go and squeeze a baby right now. Like, oh,
it's all this goodness. All this goodness. I'm like, damn, nigga, I need to hit record. Then he made another noise. I'm like, damn, nigga, I need to hit record. Fuck that, nigga, I'm hitting record, nigga. This shit is too genuine. And I know it, and I can relate because if that was a Timberland pack, and I'm telling you, if it was Jigga What in there, if they put the Knight Rider song in there from Timberland and Magoo in there.
Oh my God,
come on. That one blew my mind. Come on, Up Jumps the Boogie. If you put Up Jumps the Boogie in there.
Oh my God, that Knight Rider beat. I mean, when that first came out, me and my brother were like, oh.
That's me and my brother.
It's like, there's a Knight Rider on there. Oh. That sounds just like you, Tim. I'm like,
But for real though, man. And so yeah, I can relate, and that's something I'm really passionate about. And it's like if somebody was to go and say Timbaland's one of the wackest fucking producers, I will ride as if I am. Like what?
Yeah.
What?
What? You get somebody's home, you're like, homie back.
Homie back. This motherfucker ain't heard Jigga What, nigga. Who? This motherfucker talking about you ain't heard. What do you mean? What do you mean blueberry yum? What? Come on, man.
I don't understand. If anybody is out there that ever said that to me, I'm like, oh, you're stupid. I don't care what anybody says. You're dumb. You're the dumbest person to ever think that.
And the Justin Timberlake part, and then Nelly Furtado. Come on, man. Like,
no, the degrees of creativity. Come on,
dude, Missy. Look, this is how you know how dope a producer is all you got to say is Genuine, Missy, Aaliyah, Justin Timberlake, Nelly Furtado.
Right.
Jay-Z sprinkled in.
Yeah, Jay-Z sprinkled in there. Actually, almost everybody. Like, everybody was on a Timbo beat, man. At one point or time. And people are still about to be on them. Like, that's crazy. Still. That's like 40 years. Almost. No, like,
I know, for real.
No, like, was it? No,
even that Jodeci shit that we didn't even know that was happening at the time. Because I didn't know he was behind that.
Oh, that's crazy. I can't believe it. No, dude, give him scraps.
Giving them scraps. Like, dude, he didn't put people on like how you're supposed to put somebody on when you already on. You know, he abused his power, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's that power trip BS.
But yeah, man, let's fucking kick the shit and come back to the shit.
Okay, cool. I'm probably get something to eat right now. I was gonna play a little bit of Cyberpunk, but it's character creation in the beginning.
Yeah, and that's what they're talking about all on Twitter and shit. Like they get so detailed. I think even you're making dicks on there.
I'm gonna make a girl then. I'm not trying to make a guy.
Yeah, see.
Yeah. I thought about it. I was like, I'm gonna make a guy. I didn't know you was doing all that. I
That's
really
what I'm saying. Like I'm on Twitter and I'm because I follow a lot of FGC motherfuckers and like a lot of FGC motherfuckers jump on whatever their trend is because you can help you stream and all that, blah blah. But then this is one girl I follow as an FGC chick, and she's like, "Why am I jumping around in different FGC streams or cyberpunk streams and everybody's focusing on creating a dick?" And I'm like, "What? What? This is where we at in gaming?"
That's crazy.
Come on, man.
That is crazy. I did not. I'm glad you told me that. I'm making a girl. I'm making a girl on this one. I'm not making no dude. If it's gonna be true to life, it's gonna be small as fuck, bro. And what I always say, it's gonna be 2 inches and 5 inches in diameter. I'm Stumpy McGee.
Mo fire. The mo fire.
I'll stretch you out. That's what.
Stretch you out, dog.
Yeah, there you go.
Damn, but we stretching stupid. Yeah, man.
Baby head.
Have fun with that shit, man. Hey, last thing I wanted to do, nip on a point though, was back. Remember how I got the limiter on the live show shit, but on the controller shit, I truly feel that is a real life thing. Because with that, all I think about is the blueprint, right? Okay, how could we make a prototype? I'm like, hey Ed, you can already kind of draw what your prototype will look like, but do you know any like graphic designers that can like spruce up what that design looks like to make it look more like what you want it to look like? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
the shit ain't far fetched. You feel me?
It isn't.
Because every prototype can get made.
Every question you have in your head right now, there's a yes to it. Do I know a graphic designer? Hell yeah, I do. I know multiples, which is crazy. That's crazy.
That's why I said it, so you can look and be like, this shit ain't far fetched, dude. We're making a pack. Like, if I was fucking MTV generator Tim, and I'd be like, hey nigga, you like 34, like you gonna have like a fucking pack to it. Nigga, what? Pack where the sounds like a police academy, but like, yeah, I don't sound.
Oh yeah.
Police academy guy, but yeah.
I can't do that with helicopters.
He fascinated me with making sounds, man. But look at,
damn, hell yeah. See, I want to be able to make it standalone too. I wonder how to do that. Like like very basic, just a
brother.
Mm-hmm. Not even
I have to look up like a Casio machine.
Yeah.
That's where we at in the innovation world. Already shit that exists, and we can just combine shit. Gosh.
Hell yeah! Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna put pitch benders and shit on it. Yeah, I know what I want. This is the first arcade beat battle thing, blah blah blah, right? And then you send it out to the people. Even if we did it virtually, Bevo. Oh man, it'd be dope to create
design the arena virtually. Oh shit,
man, that'd be sick.
That's gonna be sick.
That's gonna drive sales for Finger Drum Academy like crazy. Like, oh shoot, he's like, hey, we sent these out to.
Yeah, we sent them out. Yeah, he prototyped it. Look at the cookups that he made with it. Oh, it's that easy. Look, he let his kids do it. Oh man,
that's dope. Super good.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I do want to. Yeah, maybe I won't make it a nice small one, but then it would have to hook up to like a what's it called a DAW though.
Yeah, the gate.
Yeah, why not?
This man didn't exist.
That's right.
3D. This is the second version. This is the 3D. The first one didn't have the gyroscopes and the extra light ups and all that extra shit. Huh?
I like the button sounds.
Yeah, it's real actual arcade buttons.
Do they have the arcade buttons that are concave still?
I'm sure.
Because I don't know.
Yeah, you talking about? Yeah. I'm sure. Instead of the other way around.
Yeah, I didn't like those ones when I was playing arcades. Like, cause you know how you play Street Fighter in arcade, right?
Yeah, and they got the dip ins.
Yeah, I like the dip ins.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm pretty sure they still make them because everybody got their own preference.
That shit reminds me. Those buttons remind me of like Neo Geo shit, like or like is it Neo Geo like Samurai? What's that Samurai game?
Samurai Showdown.
Samurai Showdown. Yep. I used to fuck people up to do with the dog. I forgot his name was.
They re-released Samurai Showdown like 2-3 years ago. It didn't blow up. It blew up in the beginning, then it died off quick.
Oh,
Pacing.
It's too slow.
Yeah, that's what's deep because like real fighting game heads like it because then you get the experience and show your footsies in that chess match between each other. But casual players don't want to have that. They want to just throw the kitchen sink at you. You know what I mean? Go ham. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, they get the excitement in the details.
Button match. Yeah. The other people.
The slower one. Yeah, the slower ones. That's dope. All right. Well, what time is it then? We got like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no. As far as like length and shit, right? Because this is just this little section that we did. As far as length shit, like I don't know, because like how we did Louis shit, how we did EJ shit, it's the stream of consciousness. Like you know when you're streaming, and if anybody came in and asked you something, you're gonna give them the most. So then when I be thinking about this shit, I'm like, okay, our shit is kind of a mixture between like Sway, right, Breakfast Club, Producer Grind, and a shit, right? Because Producer Grind is more focused on the producer.
Yeah, man.
Fucking. Actually, we do beat critiques of each other's beats.
Yeah,
we do beat critiques.
Yeah, beat critiques are cool. Well, sorry, I was gonna say I was gonna speak on what you're saying about. Did you notice when we do the like we only had 2 interviewees, right? Which was Machete and Sacred Fire. So we had both of them on here. I think the longer it is, sometimes it takes a while to draw out the real answers, like the you know what I'm talking about, like something that they really feel about certain things. Like we left it on like EJ when he came on, he was a little timid at first, you know what I mean, and then he just throughout the time, and then bam, like he just opened up about a lot of shit. So I like that. I like
so the saying from the length, it does allow that to happen. Saying if it was shorter, they probably wouldn't even reach that point.
Yeah, I'm just yeah.
I feel that because that's what I was saying to you in the shit. Like, yeah, and I guess he was timid in the beginning. But just then a little. Towards the end, like he the sponsors, like he like you know what I mean. All the shit was like, yeah, he was more in himself.
Yeah, he's more himself because he gets you know, with anybody you need to get more comfortable. I guess that this is a learning experience too. I was like, I wonder how. Like I knew how Louis was going to be when he got on. Well, actually, I didn't. So when Louis came on, I was like, all right, cool. And then we get EJ. It was totally different, right? Because their energies are different. And we have to adjust being that we're, you know, and that's crazy. I was like, man, how am I going to adjust? And then now with Micaroni coming on here, I was like, how am I going to adjust? Like, I never met him before and stuff like that. So am I going to be quiet? You know what I mean? Am I going to ask him about stuff like that? How's he going to act? And I was like, I don't know. And I'm like,
I was thinking about that. I ain't gonna lie, because I'm like, when EJ was on, like, boom, that's your cousin. So like, there's that long standing shit of information where it's like, I know I'm not gonna get everything, and that's why I'm just sitting there like, I'm like, dang, is it gonna be like that? I'm like, because this is a high school homie, and I'm like, there's gonna be certain shit at, and I'm like, but is it gonna be like? I'm like, nah, and that's why I sent you, like, even if you couldn't go in and go look at his old catalog.
Oh, I listened.
Look at his catalog too.
Well, I listened to the Spotify joints. Well, he only had the 2020s out, right? He had like 3 joints. The one with Dad's Dillinger is dope. The one with Dad.
Got like Micaroni, Dark at Heart or whatever it was.
Like I only listened to the 2021 though. My bad. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
2021.
All this recent stuff, and then I sent you those Instagram things. I'm like, in my opinion, I feel them Instagram links. Like him, battle mode is his best mode, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, my opinion. And that's why
I got to ask him about those too. I was like, I got to ask him about those because I found out a little bit. I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh damn, dude, like that's crazy. Yeah, I did become a fan listening to those ones that you sent me. So I was like, all right. But that freaking what's it called one? I had it on repeat last night when I was driving home from work. It was
Nigga with the research. Look at this shit, y'all. Look at this homework, nigga. Look at him.
Yeah, no. When I talked to him, where was that? Where'd it go? I spelled it wrong. I did spell it wrong.
The Apple like to fucking put in the shit.
Oh yeah, it's the one. Yeah, it's his. This is the main one. The picture that he has on Dragonfly Rounds.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And he was like, "Oh," I was like, "Damn, that's true." The brother, "Oh, it's dope." That song, I was like, "Dang, this is crazy!" Like, I listened to it like maybe like 6 times, 7 times on the way home.
Let's go.
I was like, "Yo, look at him his plays because it was dope."
Let's go.
I'm gonna tell him that when he gets,
Please, man.
Yeah.
And as a fellow artist, man, you already know how that's gonna do. And that's what's funny, man. Like, it's funny. Like what we said, man. The connector's connected, man.
Yeah.
Connected.
Well, we'll be taking a short intermission. We'll be back in about now. So, we should do something stupid like that, huh? Come back out. It's all. We'll go like this, and then come. We're back.
We're back. Like we never left.
Yeah. The reality was about a 2-hour interval.
And that's what's funny because even EJ was like, hold up, that episode with what's it called on there? He's like, when it was going off, I'm like, oh, it's going on. And then I was like, hold up, they just kept going. I'm like, that's what it.
So there's about a whole half episode left. That's crazy, yeah. But I mean, I'm expecting this thing to be probably another hour and a half, something like that, too, maybe. I do need to go someplace. We'll record it later, but I think you should be good. Should be good.
Because I don't know. I'm gonna make sure I try not to go into any tangent. I just be trying to get to the crux, to the core.
Yeah.
Fucking shit, you know what I'm saying? Because like I know we be having all these thoughts, and it's like, but if you won't ask it, they won't say it because these are the shit that people normally won't say anyway. Remember, I started talking about depression and shit like that. But that's another reason why I feel EJ related to me when we finally was talking. Because then later in our conversation, he talked about his own shit. And that's why I was able to ask, hey, man, you feel like you have support? Because look at that. That was all in that same thing. And I'm like, if he's listened to every single thing, then he's heard the shit I said, nigga. Real shit. So
oh, yeah.
Like, that was dope, man. And he didn't come on judging the nigga and shit like that. So, this shit's dope, man. I like this shit.
Hell yeah. It is. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Oh, man. What's going well, I was getting a little discouraged, like making beats recently. I was like, man, I've been doing this 3 months. Just a little bit, yeah. Just because it's been the same way for, like, it's hard to keep that same energy for how many long months or whatever. So I was like, I knew I was going to get there at some point. And then, bam, it kind of hit me a little bit. I was like, man. I was like, I'm not selling anything. I'm taking losses like crazy. Like, nobody's saying anything. Like, am I really getting out to people? How do I get out to more people? And that's when those questions, like, come up, right? I'm just like, man, what do I do? Is it because my beats aren't good enough? Like, all that stuff.
That one creeps in. I know it.
I hate that. Yeah. I was like, well, no, because I hear trash ass beats all the time. Like, yeah, that's not the reason. I got to get that out of my head. Like, and my shit doesn't suck. Like, it doesn't suck. I know that for sure. So, what's it called? Yeah. And I was just thinking, I was like, man. And then I was like, what do I need to do? And then that ad popped up for Track God. And I was like, all right, let me just get that real quick. I was like, man, at this point, I need anything to spark it, right? And I was like, all right, cool, it sparked it. And I was like, oh, cool, and I can work on my trap shit. So now I want to go into drill beats. So I want to see what's up with that.
Good dude, explore, man. And that's a natural. And see, this is why we call it producer thoughts, because you ain't the only one having those thoughts, sir. That's a producer. Because me over here, yes, you said 9 months, 3 months. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I've been doing these CookUp sessions. And if people really pay attention to my shit, if you look at the top right and you look at what date and time that I'm doing my CookUps, you will notice that it went from me recording the CookUp earlier in the week, waiting to edit later in the week, and then post it on Monday to That shit was recorded on Monday early as fuck
Early-
and posted on Monday later in the day after I fucking exported it and did all the shit. And so now when you look at them, I've made better improvements on my editing, my video editing side. Cause I feel the last one I put out, like with all the little effects that I did in that shit, it felt like I took people on that journey of like, all right, nigga, like that felt dope. But speaking of which, yeah, you need 4,000 watch minutes and 1,000 subscribers to monetize YouTube.
Okay.
Where like you start playing the ad rolls and all that shit. So I just got a creator like year-end rap from YouTube saying like, hey, this is like how the Spotify shit was. And so it said I uploaded 2193 minutes. So 2,193 minutes uploaded to YouTube.
Oh, nice. So, okay, go.
And people have watched 926 of those minutes.
Nice.
Okay, so that's almost half of the shit. And I'm like, nigga, those is hours of shit. You know what I mean? So if anybody watched it, like, you know. So then I went back to vidIQ and it breaks it down by watch minutes. Like which tracks got the most watch minutes, right? So DMB Ocean was like a 3-hour CookUp and they got 66 watch minutes out of that. And now I'm like, okay, so it's something about DMB tracks. That's the only DMB track I uploaded out of the CookUps. But there's something about DMB tracks when I make them that people like fuck with them for some reason. I don't make them on purpose. You know, like they just
sometimes it just comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like, maybe I should make them on purpose. But yeah,
real quick. Oh my god. No, just real quick to say on that. I think it's weird when people like, I know exactly what I want to make from the bop to this, the bop to that. I was like, for me, this is a treasure hunt. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just like, if you're looking around, you're just like, oh shoot, here's some clues. You know what I mean? Like, it's a treasure hunt without a map. Well, you have a map, but it's very vague. Maybe it's just the map of the island. You know what I'm saying? It's on an island somewhere.
Yeah, you don't know where the fuck.
You don't know where it is. Yeah, that's how I feel it is.
What's this? What's this? I think this is a kick.
Out of nowhere. Yeah, no, seriously, it's like a treasure. I feel like that's the same way with you, right? Like it's like it's almost like a treasure hunt.
Dude, when I'm watching, this is what I even said in the caption on the other one. I said I was feeling to where like the beat started off in one direction, right? And I'm playing it, and there's gonna be this like real R&B ass track, right? And then later in the mix, I found this other sound, and then it morphed into this whole other thing, and I'm like, I started out going like this, and then when I wasn't feeling it no more, normally I'll go, fuck man, I ain't feeling it, man. This beat's whack. Oh man, I got beat block. This shit whack, right? And then I was like, yeah, but like, what do I like about it? And I started taking some of the shit I like about it. And then I made a whole nother beat based off just that little shit I liked about the first thing I was creating. I'm like, dang, all it took was some patience. Because normally I'm frustrated. I'm either tired and I really need to sleep, or I got shit on my mind and I don't really want to be doing that right now because I want to hurry up and do that so I can do something else I'm supposed to do. But either way, that's lack of patience. So then I'm going to claim beat block because I'm already feeling the block. I'm like, fuck, I don't really want to be doing this because, and then you're going to find reasons not to do it. Oh, beat block. But I'm like, instead of beat block, I went through and I felt, and then the shit is dope. Like, I love that. What was the name of this shit? I dare you to do better. I dare you to do better. I love it. And then even the way I was able to edit the video, the little snippet, I felt like I was like getting the rhythm. But before this, I'm like, man, I've been releasing all these motherfucking Dark Days tracks. I don't really like releasing them because this is my aptitude. This is my ability from 5 years ago. This ain't today, Tim. This is what I was able to do 5 years ago, nigga. I'm way ahead of this shit. And I still got to talk about some depressive shit every Wednesday. Like, yeah, because I'm dedicated to it. I don't want to do it. Even the last video was sideways. I'm like, fuck it. I'm still going to put it up. I don't care. Nigga, sideways. Y'all still hearing what I'm talking about because I don't want to talk about this shit. But we almost finished, nigga. 2 more Fridays to Christmas. But,
damn, 2 more Fridays. Sorry, it's crazy. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, so with the CookUp Sessions and the Dark Days, and I'm like, even people listening to it, or even people watching the fucking CookUps, I'm posting them. Is this doing anything? And I'm just like, yes, nigga, it is.
It is.
I'm like, you don't see it, but that's why, like, because remember how you said, all right, you ain't selling nothing, you taking L's, and I'm like, man, I'm not. This YouTube ain't growing. Like that's the way I look at it. I'm like, yeah, I got 8 subscribers, yeah, blah blah, but I don't feel it's growing. It just feels like I'm doing the same thing, even though that's still doing something. But it still feels like I'm doing the same thing because now I'm doing it on Monday and like fuck nigga, like damn, it's 3:00 in the morning, recording CookUp, and then I wait till it export, and then later in the afternoon I post it. But that's why I'm thinking like, oh, should I start doing them live? Right now, I've done the piano streams and shit, and it's like then I'll look. Think Media is who I follow on YouTube. There's another meta person that tells you how to grow your YouTube. He went in on vidIQ and like watch minutes, and he said, look at your most popular videos, look at the watch minutes. He said at the end of the day, YouTube just want people to stay on their site, just like every other site wants you to stay on. But look at your top most popular videos and see why. What is it about these videos that make people watch them the longest? And why did they stay and watch this the longest? And I'm like, well, it's my DMV track. Like, they don't even got the most views, but they got the most minutes. I'm like, my most views is the Chill Hop track, which is the first CookUp ever. That was 5 hours. And then I just put out another 5 hour, which was Never Give Up, I think. Which that one's like that RZA fucking, you know what I mean? But the dude said, when you look at the top minutes, he was like, just look at, okay, well, how can you make a continuation? How can you make a part 2? What's the sequel to this? So what's the sequel to DMB Ocean? What's my DMB sequel in the CookUps? If motherfuckers like me making DMB tracks, how can I make a sequel or something, a different iteration of this? And then you go to your most popular people in your niche and see what their most popular videos are and see if you can make a remix of that shit. Because obviously everybody like they shit. So that's where I'm at. Because it's like the Dark Days shit, and it is still doing something. Because Head the Real One, aka Jesse Jameson, went in and was like, "Oh, I see you." I'm like, "Hey, man." He's like, then he sent me a message. He's like, I got another one dropping next Friday. I'm like, "Oh shit, I see." I'm like, man, it's dope because back when I had made my 30-day challenge to learn my left hand. He was at the 24-hour fitness in Apple Valley. I was going to.
Oh, okay.
I just made the challenge in 2012, trying to get my mojo back. I'm like, man, I was never good with my left hand, but I want to be good with my left hand. How can I be mad that I was never good with my left hand if I never did drills to get dope with my left hand? Everybody that's good with their left hand are people who did drills. So I was just breaking everything down intelligence-wise. And so when I went there, he's there like, oh, shit, man, you play? I'm like, try to get back into it. Then he gave me some left hand drills and told me how to do my free throws and showed me how to shoot my shot right with the tee and all that. He gave me the fundamentals. And I'm like, dude, yeah, look at you. Yep.
Shooting triangle, brother.
Come on.
Bam. Oh, yeah. Sorry, that's the
b-ball head on him. The b-ball head on him.
The lid on it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. I play ball. Well, not in a while. I'm out of shape. Anyway, go ahead.
Still know the fundamentals.
That's all
you need. That's all you need. So you can leave. I was like, dude, it's crazy to think so many years later we out here producing and shit and got podcasts and shit like that, right? And he's like, I know, man. He's like, I can't wait for the clubs and stuff to open back up again because I want to hear our music on the club system. And I'm like, club system?
Just a loud system.
Where you feel the ball.
You know your stuff is gonna be kicking or hitting really like
marijuana.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Hell yeah. I want to hear that shit for sure.
Oh my god,
man.
But yeah, even when you don't think the shit's working, it's all a part of a bigger ass fucking thing. And that was the reason why I didn't want to send you that post that selling the thing at the first month of the B store being made. I don't want that to be the focus because that caption doesn't have context, right? We don't know this dude what reach he had, right? Like when Russ released 10 albums and only had 1,000 followers at
the end. Damn. But still, that's 1,000 followers.
That was 1,000 followers that created the opportunity for him to have his headline at that show where he got paid to travel and do a headline of a show, which led to the rest of the shit. And boom, boom. So it's like, okay, right? Well, I think I'm probably like on episode 13 on CookUp Sessions. This is episode. You're on episode 16.
16, yeah.
Right?
Damn. It's a lot. Well, because you think about it. What did I hear? Oh yeah. So Beats by J Black on that podcast, he was saying, He's all, as long as you stick with it, then it's gonna work out for you. He's all, I don't know what it is, it's just the way it works. He's all, as long as you keep doing it, you're gonna learn all your different stuff, and it's just it's just the way it works. If you stick with it, then it's just gonna work out. It'll always. That's how he said. That's just how it works. I was like, dang. For the people, for the people that where it doesn't work out, it's because they stopped.
100%. Great little allegory I can give you in 2 seconds. A great book called The Richest Man in Babylon. In this story, in this book, they talk about these 2 guys that knew that there was some gold. I know, right? There was some gold to be able to dig for. They're both digging for the gold. No. There's one guy. One guy's digging for the gold. He's digging by himself. He's digging. Another dude comes over to him and says, hey, I heard that there's motherfucking gold in this shit. How long you been digging for? Man, I've been digging for a long ass time, man. All this shit. Oh, damn. Just let me buy this spot from you, man. Like, hey, like, been digging for how long? Right?
Yeah.
That doubt comes in. You've been digging for how long? And you still ain't found nothing? Oh, man. You just let me buy this shit for you. So the dude's like, nah, man, I know there's gold in here. Dude come back. Just let me sell him the shit. Sells him the shit. The new dude who now owns the spot goes. He only digs for 3 fucking feet.
Oh,
shit. More of that story is that first dude digging and he stopped 3 feet, 36 inches. 36 inches away. And that's why he's saying, like, anybody that keep doing it, you're going to get there, because how do you know you're not 3 feet from gold? That's why that phrase 3 feet from gold means so much to everybody that read that story. Fuck, nigga, you don't want to stop. Because how would you feel if you're that man? Oh, I wasn't going to make this CookUp session, and that's the one that blew you up. Like, what the fuck? That's your 3 feet from gold. I was going to post this beat to beat stars, and I didn't. And then that's the one that blew you up. Oh, because this dude got it, and that Superstar O got it, and Legion Beats posted it, and that, right? Because that's the funny part, is like, after you blow up, it's just easier to blow up because now you got momentum. That's all we're doing with each thing that we're doing each week. We're building up momentum. We can't see it, but it's getting built.
and what's it called? Excuse me. I think I'm scared now too. I have a fear of stopping because of that. I do have my doubts about it, but I'm ultimately afraid of stopping, because how I would feel from stopping. Because you do something for a long time, you build up that momentum, and you just stop. That's like
the ultimate fall off, and you hate even people. Oh, he fell off.
Yeah.
You hate seeing it for yourself, and then when people can say that about you,
But the feeling of you not doing nothing after that, like, I'm afraid of it.
When you can fill up that space,
yeah. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna stop doing this, and then because you already built this thing about even how people perceive you. I know you're not supposed to think about how people think about you or whatever, but they know you as this, and then you stop of your own free will. Like, I'm afraid of that. I am afraid of that.
And there's gonna be a day in the future where you do it, but you're gonna have all new pastures.
That's true.
Because, like, when you said that, I made me think about people who made those drastic decisions to walk away from whatever when it was so Dave Chappelle. We know Dave Chappelle for the shit, and he was doing it, and he didn't stop. He was on the grind, got the shit, pop, and then he had to walk away from the shit, like, right, for his own mental health.
A break. He took a break, though.
Walk away.
Yeah, but he's doing it still.
He still is.
I'm not. Well, yeah. I mean, like, to not do it forever.
Yeah, so like Trip. So then my second example was Curtis King. With Curtis King, at least when I was introduced to Curtis King, he was a flat top rapper dude, backpack rapper.
Oh, okay.
That's how
I knew him as a producer more so.
Well, the first time I went was to that listening party, and that was an album. When I'm going to a listening party, and a nigga is rapping on it, this nigga's a rapper to me.
He's a rapper. Yeah,
I didn't know who made the beats.
Yeah. Well, what's it called? He put out like an album, didn't he? Like a year ago, something like that.
Yeah, right. And that's what I'm saying, right? That's
He
what
did
I'm
never
saying.
stop. He can't stop.
He can't stop. He stopped. He
Won't
walked
stop.
away.
Sorry.
Take that. He walked away though. He walked away from being a rapper.
He did
He
walk
said,
away.
"Oh, it was everything he wanted it to be," and then he got into the position, bop bop, and then he walked away from being a rapper. Came back as a producer. Came back as a producer that teaches other producers. Right. So his shit pivot, and then like the other day, he just made a post right now that said like, "Oh, sometimes I get the itch to want to write again." And then like he wrote like 4 bars, and then he's rapping, and I'm like, "See, you know that it's there, it's in him, is that nigga like you know what I mean?" Like Dave Chappelle, when he came back, he went and did all stand up shows, and like, oh, nobody announced it. Now you just come out and do it on the stage. He can't walk away from the shit, right? But you can't walk away from it forever. We'll walk away. Sometime.
Okay, I believe that. I believe that.
Because B-boying, I really feel like shape and conditioning and shit. Like if you was conditioned in other ways, you'd be like, man, I could just bust out. You would just do it because it's like you wouldn't have a limitation. Right now, you can say, "Oh, my body, blah blah." But if you didn't have that limitation, you'd be like, "I'll just bust out some 6-step. I just, do some CCs earlier." Now I was testing my head. You know what I mean? I haven't did a head spin in a while, but I was like, Dominic asked me real quick, and they're like, you know what I mean? Because it's always in you. Yeah, dude. And I understand that fear though. That's what we call identity. That's ego. That's how you know when you're doing it. Because of identifying. It's what you identify with as a person, and then it's what fighter player, all this shit. I was known as a photographer, right? And then, oh, nigga, I stopped doing photography. Go to what? Nigga, you had created a logo and everything. Yeah, but I don't really like the editing part. I'm like,
you don't like editing your photos?
I didn't like because that was like my precursor to Hollywood. But like, when you retouch people's photos, like you understand why people yearbook photos look the way they look, and then when you meet them, they don't look like they yearbook photos because it's a retouch and shit. And so when I'm doing all that, I'm like, oh man, like, because my main focus when I started photography, I wanted to get models to make them smile. I can't really low. Most of these models, I realized after taking these photos, they got low self-esteem because they're pretty, but people don't really understand that pretty girls got low self-esteem, which is a trip when you really get to know them. And that's what the point I was going to make with you about producing earlier when you said you're around the artist and you don't know what to do. It's the same thing as a photographer and you're a model. Because I had my first model and I'm like, she was a model before, right? And so I'm like, all right, cool. I don't really know what I'm doing, but we're going to help each other out. We're going to scratch each other back, right? She needs pictures for her shoot. I need pictures for my So we started doing the shit, and I'm like, all right, so what would you normally do right here? She's like, I don't know. And I'm like, hold up, nigga, like, you're the model. Like, I'm looking for this shit so you can give me the game. And she's like, I don't know. So then it still made me have to be a producer in that situation or a director.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, well, try this and do that. And natural things, right? Because I'm a natural, you make you smile. Ooh, I'm getting the natural ones. Now you can see the crows feeding their eyes. Like, yeah, this is a real smile. But then, yeah, after a while, you got to sit there and you got to go edit. And you're like, fuck, like, time that I spent shooting, fun as fuck. Because it was me being me. It's shit that we're doing right here, but taking photos. But then when you're editing, it's like what we're doing with beats without the satisfaction for me. Because like, satisfaction is okay, I'm taking out this pimple and it looks clean. But once again, the realism part of me is like, nigga, that ain't how they like. At the main point, like we're focusing on their skin and all this shit. And I want you to focus on this person's soul, that this person doesn't smile all the time because they don't really think highly of themselves. We're going to take these pictures of the person so we can celebrate them. So they can have this on their own personal house. So they can celebrate themselves when those times where they don't want to celebrate themselves. That was my initial whole purpose, but I wanted to do it and I wasn't really willing to relinquish other people editing for me. So young entrepreneur mindset, you can't do everything. But since you can't do everything, you got to get other people to do things, and you got to let go of some things that you can't do.
Right.
Like how we talk about the homie that has a company that exists for a long time. It's like my nigga want to do everything, and it's like, hey, my nigga, like other niggas will do some shit for you, like on some real shit. Niggas have proved multiple times that if you just let some of this shit go, niggas will pick up the ball. And I know it's your baby, and I understand why you don't want to let it go. But That baby got to grow up one day. That baby grow up, you don't baby.
Yeah, it does take a village. It does take a village. Dang, that's true. That is the damn truth. A lot to think about. It's good though. I'm glad that I'm able to say that. Yeah, I finally have a therapeutic moment too. So thank you. Thank you everybody for letting me have this platform to do that shit with, because this shit is hard. This shit's hard as fuck. And that's just me battling with myself. Like, it's not even, what is that? Was that Rocky was it like Rocky 4, 5? Where he's telling this, or is it when he's is it when he's telling his son? Oh no. It was Creed, where he was telling him in the mirror, he's like, this is gonna be your hardest opponent ever. And he's like, get to know him because you're gonna be spending a lot of time with him. And he's like shadow boxing in the mirror. Oh. Yeah, that was the first Creed. I think it was the first one, right? And then he was just like telling them like, this is gonna be this will be your hardest enemy. Because if you can't beat him, then you can't beat anybody else. Like, yeah. I mean, I guess you don't have to beat yourself. You just have to be able to.
You gotta beat that nigga, man.
You gotta beat him.
You gotta beat him. Cause trip. And the reason why I'm saying this is this, because I'm sorry that we extended this, man. It went from 1 hour and a half to 2 hours. My bad. I'm gonna get off after this point, man, so you can get your food and shit. My bad.
No. Go ahead.
But the phrase "get out of your own way," right? Remember, I read the rest book. The rest book is "get out of your own way," fucking get out of your head and all this shit. And I used to always hear that, who the fuck is in the way if you keep telling me I got to get out of my own way? And I'm like, but I'm me. Like, how am I on my own way? But it's like, it's the egotistical you. It's the subconscious you versus the conscious you. So you do got to beat you. Why? Because if your subconscious controls 90% of your life, it doesn't really matter what you're thinking about because you're thinking in the conscious. If 90% of what you're going to do is going to be happening from not thought, how can you program the not thought to be successful? Through repetition. The subconscious mind learns through repetition and conditioning. Everything that becomes second nature is now in your subconscious mind. You got to think about it. Remember, everything that you using a machine is now second nature because you conditioned yourself. It's a part of your subconscious mind. So if you want to go use a machine, you have programmed your subconscious mind to be successful because how many times you repeated that process. Anytime you run across something new that you haven't done before, now you got to think about it. You don't even know how it really works yet. Like, you know what I mean? And since your habits dwell in the subconscious, successful habits. Well, I know every Tuesday I'm going to record a chop section. I know that is programming your subconscious for success because now it's so ingrained in you that you're going to feel bad if you don't do it.
Yeah. Like it's not natural.
You took something that wasn't natural and made it natural in your own chemistry with your own programming. And all we got to do is just figure out different categories to make that. And now you got your own utility belt of Ed the Superhuman.
And that's how you beat yourself, though?
That's how you beat yourself. Because look at the self. If you got an unknowledgeable self and a knowledgeable self, who you want driving?
The knowledgeable one.
And if you know that the person that's driving all the time, 90% of the time, is your subconscious mind, which is the person that presses on the brakes. Your subconscious mind presses on the brakes before you get into an accident because they notice that you're about to get into an accident before. They said the best way to view, like David Engelman, neuroscientist, the best way to view what the conscious mind is like a newspaper. Conscious mind is front page newspaper. By the time it gets to the conscious mind, it's on the front page, which means that it already went through editing, it already got printed, it already got written, it went through all these steps, and now it's at the front page. So all the steps that it took to get to the front page is the subconscious mind.
Okay. I get what you're saying. But in Naruto, Shippuden, right?
I ain't there yet.
I'm just saying, you already know he takes control of the Nine Tails.
Okay.
But the way he does it is that he sits at a waterfall and he battles himself. but the way he beats himself was showing compassion to himself.
I love this Ethan philosophy.
See, I like that, but I get what you're saying about beating yourself. But then it's like a compromise too, though. Well, the subconscious and the conscious is two different things, though. So then getting out of your own way is making sure that your other person sees why he needs to step out the way. Like,
Got a person doubts yourself. Oh, are my beats not good? Because I had that same doubt too. Trust.
yeah.
But that came in your head, right?
Right.
Which
it comes up all
head. Right?
yeah.
It came in my head. So who's the head? Who's the person talking when it's like, nah, nigga, your beats ain't trash? Who's that person then? If that both of these thoughts came in your head where it's like, oh, my beats trash, then you just said it too. No, I listen to trash beats all the time. I know my shit's not trash. Who said that versus who said that? You know what I'm saying?
I think that person is confused. That other person doesn't know, and you got to teach them, right?
The higher self and the lower self.
Yeah.
So that's the compassion.
The check.
Oh, baby, you don't know. Let me teach you. That's compassion to yourself. Oh, you think you know that NappooBeats. You think, oh, you didn't know. I'm sorry. You doubted yourself and thought your beats were trash. You don't even know how special you are. My bad. Let me show you why your beats not trash. You know you hear trash beats all the time. Yeah, I do. Like, having compassion
See,
for you.
they know, right? But then they don't know because you got to tell them.
Hmm.
But then that happens the same way with you. With you, like if you don't know something, then you have to tell them. Technically, that person is like, who's that person? That other person is like your best friend or something like that, or he's just there with you the whole time but doesn't know anything. But then they know everything. That's crazy. This is weird. This shit's weird. I'm like, like diving in there. I'm like, oh shit. If I go in too deep, I'm gonna go crazy. If I don't, then I'm not gonna know anything. So it's like, there's gotta be a right balance. Like, shit. Let's align the chi. Let's align the chakras so I can pull myself out.
There you go. And all it is, that's why I like the chakras, because the chakras go from your sacral, right? Your fucking coccyx, your lower self, right? Abdomen, fucking chakras, your crown, the higher self, lower self, to your well, even above that. This is the third eye. The crown is the fucking gate that opens up and sends the beam up of information to where otherworldly knowledge that you get that come through instinctually that you can't explain. You ever had a moments where like you do something dope as fuck or you say something dope as fuck, you kind of like, oh shit, I said that. Like when if you ever freestyled for a long time, you're like, yeah,
yes.
Like you kind of observing and doing it at the same time. You're the observer and the performer. And you're like, oh shit, hold up, what? I said that? Like you didn't even expect that to come out.
Yeah, the observe. Hey, what did I do? There was something I did where I was observing what I was doing. Oh, it was a flow state. It was a flow state, but it that's what I experienced in flow state. Like you see yourself doing it, and then you realize you're doing it and you're out of it. And you're like, like, no, don't be aware. Don't be aware. Like I try to do that to keep it like from pinching out. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, I'm doing this. Then you see yourself, you're like that. And you're like, whoa, fuck. And you're like, no. And then what you say, oh, fuck, it's over. It's like,
now you're conscious of watching yourself do it versus just doing it. Yep.
That shit happens to me. Well, it used to happen to me when I used to play basketball. I used to pick up games and stuff like that. And like being able to visualize what you're able to do, like it's crazy. It's dope. Like, all right. Oh, there's this one part. Oh, this one time I was playing for a team in Rancho or in it was in Rancho Cucamonga, or it was in Rancho. But I was part of this adult league, and I remember one of my first games. I think I focused in, right. There's two defenders coming me at full court, right. They're pressing me at full court, and I did one of those like my lock in. I feel like when I lock in, my eyes go like You know, it goes boom. Yeah, focuses, right? So I go in and I don't see anybody open. And these guys are coming at me, you know, with pressure and shit. So what I do is I'll fake boom, right, like that, to go to the right, and they're coming at me like this way. So I'll fake boom. It creates an opening between it, and I go behind my back, and then it kind of fakes them, and I go in between my legs, and I split the defenders. So I go in, and it goes in. Yeah, and it goes boom, and I go right in between them, and then I get fouled. And then my teammate was like, he's like, "What the fuck was that?" He was like, "I didn't know you was able to do some shit like that." I was like, it just happens. Like, I don't know. Like, it just happens. But then that's like living. Yeah, conscious mind. But that's where the confidence is too, and the confidence to do stuff like that. Like, that flow state's amazing.
I don't hit the board; it hit all by itself.
Wait, what's that from?
That's from when he said boards don't hit back.
Oh, he said, what did he say that? He said
there's another part into the dragon where he said coming ready and constrict or some shit like that.
Oh, the beginning, the very beginning.
He said, I do not hit. I think it's when the dude is like the master is talking to him or some shit like that. Getting him like to go over his like little affirmations or something.
Is that when he's like pointing? He's like
that.
Don't look at the finger, or you miss all the heavenly glory. Yeah, oh, that's good.
His little homie, but his big homie was talking to him and said, had him go through his whole shit to verify his training. He said, I become ready. When you contract, I expand.
Yeah, yeah. Man, that philosophy, Bruce Lee's philosophy is crazy. I remember I had bought the book, the Tao of Jeet Kune Do for my pops, or it was me and my brother. We bought it for him for his birthday one time. It's a dope ass book. I need to actually read it. I used to like to go through the pictures. I was young, so I used to look at the pictures and try to, find the forms of it. It's cool though.
Was it a white book?
It was black. From what I remember, it was black, and it had
a bigger book though. Like,
it was a big book, yeah. It had his face. It had him in his
black, right?
Yeah, it was black. It's like kind of silhouetted almost, but he had him in his side punch.
I bought that book too. I bought it because Shinkensu, who's a Guilty Gear player, said you need to buy that book to get better. So I was like, what? He said,
"Oh yeah,
the Tao Di Kundo is going to make you better at fighting games." So I was like, "Nigga, what?"
It teaches you how to fight. It teaches you about spacing and stuff. It teaches you about all that shit,
feints and all that.
Yeah, well, and physically how to punch and stuff like that, and the way to torque your hips and all that shit. That shit's dope. Yeah, it really will. I mean, I can't fight, but I know little principles on that shit. Like, I'm not saying I shouldn't say I can't fight. I should say
I'm not a martial artist.
I'm not a martial artist, but I use the knowledge that I do know that because I watch freaking, kung fu movies and all that shit, and I learned some of the basics and stuff, and I apply that when I play fighting games, and it's true. I mean, as much as you beat the shit out of me in Street Fighter, I beat you once. Was it one round? Was it one round or was it 2 rounds? I beat you once. I don't remember, but I beat you. I beat you once out of 1,000,000 games. That was my goal, to beat you at least once. And you, oh my God, you fucked me up. You're dope. Everybody listening, this will fuck you up in some Street Fighter. But I got accustomed to what you were doing, and I put in my knowledge on fighting. Like,
pattern recognition. They said the person who got the best execution versus the person who got the best reads. The person with the best reads will win every time, because you know what Lao Tzu say. You know your opponent and you don't know yourself, then you still lose. But if you know yourself and don't know your opponent, then you still lose. But if you know yourself and you know your opponent, then there's no question who's going.
Right.
You know yourself and the opponent. And what you was doing was figuring out who your opponent was. Like, yeah, you're always going to find a pattern. Like, we're humans. We're always going to have a pattern. And it's like, oh, there it is. And once you figure it out, like, as a producer, that's what we do with music. It's like, that's the pattern. Like,
yeah. Yeah, because I for damn sure knew myself because I didn't know very much. I was like, I knew basics. I knew basics. So, and then whatever you was telling me, I was learning right then on the spot. I was like, all right, cool. And then, yeah, I can't believe I beat you that one. That's crazy. I'll take that. I'll take that, man.
Because man, I still got to get you back from Marvel vs. Capcom. I don't care what you say.
We could play. We could run it. Oh man, if I had Steam, is it on Steam or MVC2? We gotta play. You know, we gotta play emulator or whatever. You know what? We on the internet. I know this ain't producer thoughts, but I want to play here. I do want to get some payback too for.
Like, I take it out on play my game.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Even though I'm not, even though I was okay at it, I was just okay. I was better than the average player, and then I'm not as good as the people who play because they mess me up some crazy. If you look online under Nappoo, there's a Marvel vs. Capcom thing from PlayStation 2, and this guy's calling me out because he beat me twice, and he thought I was mad because I switched characters. He's like, "Oh, you even switched these characters, yo!" I still beat his ass. I was like, "I'll take this shit down. Take this down. I'll report you." Yeah, it's on there. It's in YouTube. It's in the universe.
That happens. I know this feeling.
Yeah, I don't know how to. I don't. Yeah, that fool beat me up. I was like, all right, because I tried to use a cheap ass team. I was trying to be like, all right, I'm gonna use a cheap ass team and just freaking spam the shit at you, and then he still beat me. So I was like, all right, whatever. Oh hell yeah, he knew what was up because I forgot who he used. He used somebody, but he kept interrupting my shit. That's the whole thing, man. Marvel's Kevin is interrupting somebody's shit with your tag-ins, your help. That's why I liked it about so much because it's so confusing, and if you're able to read in the confusion, like in
the peace amongst the chaos, order amongst chaos.
Yeah, if you're able to read that shit, then that's how you beat them because you keep trying to confuse them, and then it's doing the Street Fighter shit while other shit's happening to you. Yeah.
Overload of stimulus.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, he hit you back?
Nah.
Okay. What time is it?
Looking at what's it called?
Yeah, I was. I couldn't find it. They said it said this thing came up where it was like, why you can't play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 online. Yeah, hell yeah, I'm hungry too, bro. I'm about to cook some adobo.
45 minutes away from the shit. I'm gonna just drive down the street.
Yeah. Yeah, because I gotta finish my shit. It's 2, 3, 4. I think we'll be able to leave by 4 or 5, something like that. I'm looking about an hour and a half, 2 hours for this one.
Yeah, man. You say you already got a couple of questions. I'm gonna write down to make sure I only want. I got two main.
I think I have 2 questions. I really just want to talk, just get to know him. Yeah.
Introduce himself, see why he is where he is, because I know, remember who was talking about how people transform through life. Like I know some of the transformations that he had. When I'm talking about me, all these niggas got Shaq shoes, right? Like, yeah, it's gonna transition. But yeah, like introduction. I really look at this, man. Like I'm telling you, dude, we Breakfast Club mixed with some other shit because, like, they gonna say shit that they wouldn't say on no other interview yet. We some other shit because we want to encourage every other artist and everybody else that's trying to do their shit. So when we get the doubts, like how we just expressed to y'all, you got at least 2 motherfuckers that want to believe in you straight like that.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, because I can't even say more.
I want to know if he moved or not, man, because I was gonna go in about him putting some shit out, but like if he moving and shit, I know how that goes too. If I had to, when I was moving here, and if I had to put out some shit, what the guy put out, nigga? Like, I
really?
Shit up first, you know? Like, remember when I put on the PVC true. And all that? So, like, if he's doing through all that, you can't put nothing on him. But after he's set up, though, You gonna do what I say?
You gonna do what I say because that's what this shit is. You think this is thoughts? These are my thoughts. So you gonna do them?
You a reflection of me, because these are our thoughts. But no, like real shit, man. That dude is talented, man. Like I'm like,
yeah, he's
like,
talented.
Man, this nigga ain't Elvis, man. Come on, when you just say EJ, like it don't hit you the same. But your name means something, and when people call you the same name, how could he not identify with Elvis? If Elvis is his name, so he's meant to do some music shit some kind of way.
Elvis is a thief. No, I'm just kidding. The real Elvis.
Yeah, he is a thief music guy, but he still did the music though. You can't say he didn't do the music.
Yeah. No, you know what? He was just marketed a certain way. I'm sure he learned, I don't know if he gave credit to the people that needed to give credit. I don't know. I didn't hear any interviews or nothing like that, so I don't know. But you know where it derived from. You know where it surfaces
from. Straight up.
Yeah, you know
his
where
name is
from.
Elvis though.
Yeah.
Listening to. So, encourage every artist in whatever capacity that you are an artist, because we can't wait till we get one fellow photographer, graphic designer, clothing company brand on here. Because I still had on my 2008 laptop. I was doing my videos like that when I first started doing this shit, making my little beat cookups on Instagram, a little seconds. I was started out from behind my laptop so it could show the logo. And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, this nigga probably won't never see this shit, but nigga, hey, I don't care, man. I'm somebody on the sidelines going woo 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 woo.
I think if we get him on there, get him on here, it'll be good for him. Yeah. If he ever just no, I mean I'll ask him again. I'll ask him. But yeah. I can't wait to get actually I want to get the other people. I want to get some graphic designers and stuff up on here. See what they talk about. Shoot, I thought
Let me get them on here.
Producer.
They already know. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna get the fucking everybody who has a brand that they're trying to put up. How about that? Because what was the new one? Google, what is it called?
Gigaroo?
Gigaroo.
Oh yeah, the children's books.
Gigaroo is through Isaiah and his wife, right? That's what I'm saying. Big up, Glaze Pop Sugar Shop.
Yeah, we get her on here too. See what she talking about.
Big up. Look, hey, right? Look at that interview. That's gonna be funny. But yeah, like for real, let's big up everybody that got a brand that's trying to put up their shit, because we are just another brand. Help you with your brand. Brand is you.
Right. It's true. All right, we'll see you guys in a few minutes. We'll see you right now, actually.
Right.